cold winter morning night. That's right, a morning now. There were two gentlemen in the middle of New York City having a bit of an argument, you could say. One man on the left, the chef. The other man on the right, the customer. The argument begins as such.
Welcome, what can I get you?
Hey there, I'm here for my delicious ravioli.
How many you want?
I want at least a dozen raviolis.
You want a dozen?
I want a dozen
Wait,
raviolis.
you can't just come in here and demand a dozen ravioli. No, hold on.
I don't think you understand. I want a dozen raviolis.
No, do you understand the portion size of a ravioli?
I don't care about the portion size.
It's like 3 Chef Boyardee cans put into one.
I don't care about no Chef
You know
Boyardee.
what is 12 times 3? What is 12 times 3? That is 36 cans of Chef Boyardee that you want from me.
Yes. Did I stutter? I
Do
want the ravioli.
That's it.
What are you gonna
Oh!
What's going on over here?
He wants 36 cans of Chef Boyardee from me.
So, make it.
That's
Yeah,
what,
see, that's
you think
what
I'm
I'm
a chef? You think that I look like a chef to you with this chef's fucking hat and this chef's fucking apron?
Yeah. You
You
do.
look like a chef.
Listen, I'm just trying to get out of here. I need you to get the fuck. Give him his ravioli and get out of my way.
Well, what do you want? And don't you dare say, don't you fucking say it.
What do you not want me to say?
Don't you fucking say it.
What do you not want me to say?
So what are you gonna
You tell me
what
first,
are you
and I'll tell
ordering?
you what I'm going to tell you.
You better not be ordering ravioli.
Oh, you're going to be in for a fucking surprise, you puppy. When I go to Buntioli's Raviolis, I want you to understand, I'm here for the ravioli.
He's here for the ravioli. See, that's what we're here for, is the fucking ravioli.
You know what? I quit because this is actually Gaming Polls. Welcome to Gaming or
Oh, no. He almost had it. It was almost perfect.
Let's start again. Hey, welcome to the Pixel Pulse, the only
Pixel
show
Pulse.
where I went to my dad and I explained to him that I'm starting a podcast, and I explained to him the premise, and it's the only show where he replied, "Oh, you're doing nerd shit."
At least your dad at least got the name right? Like, oh my god.
It's okay. We got ravioli.
By the way, it is assumed that he disappeared into the wilderness after that happened.
There's no more
In
ravioli.
the middle of New York City.
Yeah, in the middle of New York City. Like,
Yeah.
we don't know how,
Wilderness.
but he was found and like mauled in by bears afterwards. It's tragic, really tragic. I didn't see that in Spider-Man 2 when I played it on PlayStation 5.
In PlayStation 2.
5, I said. But
Oh, sorry. I misheard that.
well, I mean, there were bears in the Spider-Man PlayStation 2 game. No one, don't you fact check
The
me.
the only part of Spider-Man 2 PlayStation 2 that I can remember is like there was this one part where you had to like do web swinging out to the middle of the Statue of Liberty, and I was so bad at that as a 6-year-old. I
Yeah,
could
'cause
never beat it.
They never really like explained to you like there's like a small throwaway line by Bruce Campbell because that was actually who your narrator was for your tutorial. They don't explain to you that in like the actual like Spider-Man PlayStation 2 there were physics where you had to make sure there was something your webs were attaching to. So you were supposed to ride the Mysterio like little UFO saucers.
Yeah.
And that was something I just never got either as a kid right away.
I'm glad you knew exactly what part of the game it was, because I couldn't remember the name of Mysterio for a moment. I was really struggling.
I remember that game very well.
I love that Spider-Man 2 game. That game was fun.
That Spider-Man 2
That Spider-Man
game.
2
It's
game.
not, but what about the Insomniac Spider-Man 2 game?
I don't know if I ever.
I would say-
one.
It's up there, actually.
What do you prefer, PS2 or the Insomniac for the Spider-Man experience?
At this current moment where it's like with the PlayStation 2 one that I watched, or not watched, PlayStation 2 one I played, it's like I remember the PlayStation 2 one fondly because I remember like the pizza mini game. I remember all the different bosses, all the different enemies that would show up when you would progress in the game, like the giant mech soldiers that you would get in the end game portions, really rough to fight. But I will say that I genuinely enjoyed the story, the presentation, the graphics, and like the combat alone for like the new Spider-Man games are very good. It's like a mixture of like Arkham City combined with like Devil May Cry, kind of, with like the aerial combat involved.
Wasn't that the one? Wait, hold on. What are you talking about? The Insomniac Spider-Man?
Yeah, the new
Okay,
ones, the
never mind.
newer ones. The other ones also had like kind of a mild aerial system, but it wasn't as well developed. And then with this new one, with Spider-Man 2 from Insomniac, the fact that we have Miles Morales as an entirely different character with his own set of abilities too that you can just swap back and forth on really makes the game even more like dynamic and interesting.
I used to be all about I think it was Spider-Man 2 with the pizza.
Yeah.
Such a meme.
I hope half of the audience puts that as their alarm when they wake up with anxiety, just like the Sonic drowning noises.
I did the Pizza Tower version though. I don't know if you did you ever play Pizza Tower?
No, I want to very badly.
Me too.
The tutorial music actually uses that same song. I guess it's like a royalty-free song.
Really?
It is very much a royalty free
interesting.
song.
I
It's
didn't know
been it was royalty free when I think they used it, to be honest.
Probably, yeah.
That's interesting.
But the sheer fact that it got like Bit Crush and stuff like that. But would you want to? The saddest part about like a lot of those licensed games too from back in the day is a lot of those will never really see remasters for, you know.
Yeah.
But if you could, I guess, let me ask this question for you guys. What is a game you think would be viable? It would have to be viable, would like sell. Maybe there'd have to be an audience there for it. What game would you want to see a remaster of that would have an audience with it?
I want a good Twisted Metal reboot. A good one.
Which it would make sense because I think a lot of people are clamoring for a Twisted Metal reboot as well,
I
or
would
at least something.
A good Twisted Metal
Which
reboot.
it's like we're already at a point where we could. I don't see why we couldn't have Twisted Metal like have a game.
So I was gonna say Metal Gear, but then I remembered Delta 3 is coming.
I forgot about Delta 3. That one looks so good. I'm excited for that.
I don't know. I can't really think of much.
I know it was a bit of a question on the spot there. Like, I know for me, I would like to see like some of like the old there was an old Shadow of Rome game done by like Toei Tecmo.
Koei Tecmo,
My bad. Toei is the Dragon Ball people. But Koei Tecmo, they released like a Shadow of Rome game that was really interesting, covered kind of like the downfall of the Republic there. I would love to see something like that, but there wasn't really an audience for it. And so that's why I would not really going to give that as my answer, but I know that with remasters happening a lot nowadays, we're seeing like a new one coming out. One I've been really excited for actually was the Deadrising remaster.
Yeah. I haven't played any Deadrising games, but I think that one could be interesting.
It's very much almost like a 3D brawler, kind of. What?
Are we in topic 1 now?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, pretty
okay.
much for the most part.
Just wanted to check to see where we were at. Okay,
This is, by the way, for those listening in on either live or whatever have you, we did do one test recording. So this is technically episode 2, but we haven't done podcasting in forever. So please excuse us while we're like, hey, what's a microphone? I'm really forgetting here.
Guys, I really didn't fact check my things and put numbers down on the page. I'm just assuming that Borderlands did bad.
Yeah, Borderlands. But anyways, you wanted to talk about a remaster, so go ahead and start that off if you'd like.
I know, I guess more so. What was a remaster you were wanting to see?
Okay, so one of the remasters that I was looking forward to, I guess, was it was a mod actually called H2M, and it was a Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer remaster. And so this group of modders have spent I believe it was something like 2 to 3 years working on this mod to completely revamp the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer to bring it up to speed with the Call of Duty 4 multiplayer graphics and how the progression system worked and everything. And there was these group of modders that had just spent 2-3 years working on it to make sure that it was up and running. And I was excited for that. It was a very cool mod. It pretty much played like the original Modern Warfare 2 back in, 2009 that it released, something like that. but it played almost exactly identical, and it was looking great. And
So it just would have been like a 2024 re-release of that game.
yeah, like if
more faithful than what we've gotten already.
It would have been absolutely faithful to the original content of what it was, because it was just porting. All they did was port in the they ported in all the weapons, the skins, and then they ported in just the maps. That's all they did. And they included a couple of the campaign maps too, and turned those campaign missions into actual maps itself, which is super cool.
In the mod?
In the mod, yeah. So the mod was going to come out with...
Wow, what maps were changed over? Do you know about all off the top of your head?
They had all the original Call of Duty 4 maps, and then they had all the original Modern Warfare 2 maps.
They were going to put 4 and Modern Warfare 2 together in one big mod and get it to play almost similar to the way it was before.
Yeah, they had all the Call of Duty 4 weapons. They had all the Modern Warfare 2 weapons in there. They had the progression of Modern Warfare 2, and on launch, it would have had 51 maps.
So for context, for those of us who didn't play like Call of Duty back in the day, what it is similar, what it is now is it's very much like a battle pass system, which is upsetting because, you know, if you buy a game, I don't think you should have to pay for a battle pass to unlock more parts of the game.
Yeah.
Not especially not on a new release. I can understand afterwards, like maybe after a season or two when they're like, hey, multiplayer content, you know, like, but when it comes to like a full price release game, I don't think your whole unlock system should be that way. It was very akin to like the Master Chief Collection, where you would earn your tokens and you buy it off of a pass, or like the newer ones are very like, oh, you can unlock 5 of these guns with challenges, but the rest of them you have to hope you're there for when the battle pass is going on and unlock them through the pass.
One thing I can say about battle passes, I don't play a lot of games that have them, but interestingly enough, the latest Monkey Ball game of all things has a battle pass. But what it doesn't do is you don't have to pay for the battle pass. It's just like every 2 weeks, you're in the battle pass for free, and then, you know, the more you play the game online, the more you get like cosmetic unlocks and stuff. I think conceptually a battle pass as like an incentive towards playing the game can be fun. But when it comes to, like having it so that way you have to pay for it every, it's
usually like a lot of battle pass lifespans usually look like 60 days. Like, I know.
Usually 60 days, depending on the game that you play.
Like, I think finals is like 100 and or it was like 90 days when I got the finals one when it first came out.
It's weird. It just depends on the game.
The game, yeah, big warm, but I guess like in that regard, like Helldivers 2, I don't know if you've seen anything on that one. Helldivers 2 is also a really good example of what I liked about a battle pass system, because you could unlock your battle pass system or battle passes in game with super credits, and super credits can be just found in the map by playing the game. Like, if you played like 10 games and if you farmed properly, you could get enough super credits to go and get like a battle pass.
Yeah, Fortnite does that too, which I'm not like the biggest Fortnite fan or anything, but that's something that I can appreciate. That
they used to.
You buy, well, I think you still can if you buy one battle pass and then you don't spend the money on any of the
next
one. They do that. Yeah. Now that's always like something too I like to see a lot of. Like, at the end of the day, it is cost. You can do a cost-effective way to do the battle pass. But my problem is it's just usually whenever they're in like full price games, like Halo Infinite has really, really like left a bad taste in my mouth with theirs.
Yeah, at least with Fortnite, it's free,
Yeah,
like Fortnite, you have to put that $10 in at the beginning,
right.
But then otherwise you could just earn the money right back.
The sad part was back then, if you bought the Founders Edition, you got access to the PvE part of Fortnite called Save the World.
Yeah,
you used to be able to earn V-Bucks by playing Save the World. And then you can use those V-Bucks over in the rest of the store.
Listen, I only care about Fortnite past tense because they put Peter Griffin in the game. After I unlocked him, I was like, this was a fun 40 hours. I'm done.
I've been jonesing hard on it lately. We're running around as Wolverine, Magneto, and Deadpool, and I just won back-to-back 3 times in a row. Last night, so
we're gonna fight now.
Yeah, 1v1 me, brother. Go ahead and put the webcam on. We're gonna wrestle in the studio.
I was just quoting Deadpool and Deadpool Wolverine.
Oh, I was already getting ready to grease me up.
What? Wait a minute!
Put that away.
It's already lathered on one of them.
No.
So, going back to my topic real quick, I did want to reiterate.
My bad. Yeah, sorry. We
No, you're
completely
good. You're fine.
we went on a tangent.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Wait, whose topic are we on?
We're on Garis.
Yeah,
Okay.
mine. So I did want to reiterate what I had talked about is that, sure, it sounds really good. It sounded excellent.
It sounds like something I would buy.
But unfortunately, the day before that it was going to be released, Activision had sent a cease and desist to the creators of the mod.
Oh, wait, real quick. Sorry. And then for context, the original Call of Duty, you could just level up and earn your stuff.
Yeah, in the original Call of Duty.
You would just play, you level up, you hit level 70. Oh, jeez, I'm done.
And then
my
prestige.
neck. And then, what's this button? Oh, my level's fucking 1 again.
Yeah. So speaking of that, their progression system was exactly the same too. So like you could get up to like level 70, then you'd prestige, and then you'd go to, I think they had prestige 20, and then after 20, you just go to level 1000. But again, Activision has sent a cease and desist out to the company to forbid their activities for posting the game. And it's very unfortunate because a lot of people in the Call of Duty community were very excited for the mod to be released. And obviously everyone's upset with Activision. And that kind of brings me to the idea of like, why aren't we allowed to have nice mods? Why can't we just have games that,
and it's like I guess, sorry, I didn't mean to talk over
you're
you on
good.
that one. I guess it's weird because it's like, I guess let me ask you, is there any way to currently experience what's the word I guess here? A optimal way to play this multiplayer? Because I know originally like the old Call of Duty games are rife with hackers that can get into your like actual. That's another thing, folks. Do not play any of the old Call of Duties past behind Black Ops 3.
Don't do it.
If you do, only play the campaigns or just stay really privatized. Even then, don't push your luck because hackers have a way to get into your BIOS through Call of Duty. It's like when Dark Souls had to go down because people were able to brick your systems through Dark Souls.
And I'm assuming Activision just isn't doing.
They don't care.
They keep saying they're working on it, but they're not going to.
They're not going to.
So it's like, don't play the original. Don't play the original ones at all. Please don't put yourself in danger.
But they were going to have people monitoring all the servers and stuff like that. Even mod publishers, like people that were like, a big company, not companies, but again, big developers that would put out like hacks and stuff for Call of Duty originally. A lot of those companies were even like, we're not going to touch it because we want this project to kick off so well.
Now, is this specifically for the PC versions
Yes.
of Call of Duty? What about console versions of the first few Call of
A lot of the consoles, I believe, don't have active servers still because a lot of them are like still restricted to older consoles. Like Black Ops 1 and 2, I think, are if you're not playing it on PC, you have to play it on 360 or like backwards compatible shit like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think is where a lot of that has to rein in. But it's still like Black Ops 2. Like people still play that. People still want to play that game. And it's just a shame that there's people on there who will just ruin that.
Yeah.
And with what you're saying about the fact that they had people who were watching their servers for them and like had actual like people doing that, I think if a community is big enough around a project, that's kind of what it is. Like a community can police itself. That's literally like kind of like communes and stuff are. Because like they're like, hey, or like Twitch chats in general. Like that's the same idea there, where there's just if a community is big enough, they can watch out for itself. And
Right.
Yeah, it's just mostly unfortunate that they have been taken down. Now, the rumors have spread. I'm not going to confirm nor deny this, but there are people that are running servers on it, and it is very alive and well. Again, this is just rumor stuff. I don't know if this is true, but there's people that have servers up and running, and they are using the last previous version of the mod and keeping the servers up and alive. There are people that are
so the mod is still playable in a way.
It's very hard to get to, though.
I guess my next question here is: Did you need to own the base game to play the mod?
Yeah, you did. So
people still had to go and buy the Call of Duty game that hasn't lowered in price at all on Steam. at all. If you go look on there, Black Ops is still $60 most of the time.
It was so Modern Warfare, the remaster. That's the one that I need was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 or Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remaster.
See, that's still a full price game almost.
It's
so.
$40 because it was originally a pre-order thing, but they
released it separately.
But it was on sale for a moment there.
Okay.
It was on sale for a moment there for like $20. And people were getting it because of the mod. Everybody was hyped up for the mod, and
so it's entirely like you were getting a customer base that you never would have gotten before because you already treat us all like crap. And
the game shot up to like the top 3 spaces for most game sales in that week for Steam alone because people were buying it. And then Activision just whatever, they just sent a cease and desist, and then everybody just started refunding the game. Even me, I refunded the game.
I'm so happy everyone's refunding the game then.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what you get. Like okay, what? Did you get scared? Did you think you were gonna have to like take care of your product for once or something?
A lot of
like why the hell? Why did they get so scared of everyone buying their game?
A lot of conspiracy theories are saying that it's because of the new upcoming Black Ops 6. So they're saying they didn't want to have a competitor with Black Ops 6 because Black Ops 6 sales are low. But that's just a conspiracy theory.
I guess. Well, I guess at this point, then, would you rather have a flawed remake, or would you rather have one that's more faithful to the original? Because I guarantee you, if they come out with a Modern Warfare 2 remaster of their own,
it's going to be so flawed.
It's going to be probably more shit that they've been giving us for the last, 4 games.
Mm-hmm. I would it's kind of a hard question because, I would love to have a Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer remaster. I would love to have that, but I don't know if I'd like it by the hands of Activision because Activision is such a scummy company. They're making scummy moves. They're doing a lot of scummy crap, and I don't know. It would be like a double-edged sword, I guess.
I guess another thing I didn't think about this either. Is this post Microsoft acquisition Activision, or is that done? Like, have they been transferred over already?
I believe they're already transferred over. Yes, I can do some research on that real quick. But for the most part, yeah, I believe it is. Well, because it's post Microsoft purchase because they have a couple Call of Duty games already. No, it's just one Call of Duty game, already on the Game Pass.
I'm going to say, I know Black Ops 3 is coming, or not Black Ops 3, Black Ops 8,
6.
9, 10, whatever the hell we're on.
Black Ops something or other.
Black Ops 9/11.
Another generic Call of Duty.
I've only played one Call of Duty game. I think it was Call of Duty 2 on whatever it was originally on.
It's a shame because you actually kind of had the options to have the best versions of console Call of Duties.
Well, I'm not even talking about the Wii version. Weirdly enough, I played it at a church. I've told this story. I've told this story on my stream before, but my first exposure to Halo and Call of Duty was after church. Our parents would just spend too many hours just chatting with everyone. And so in the back room of the church, they had an Xbox and I think a PS2 set up for kids to play. And I would play Halo 2 multiplayer on the big windmill map.
I'm going to take you back real quick to middle school. You remember when we would do
gaming club,
the gaming club,
video game club,
video game club?
Oh, no.
Oh my god,
that's a classic throwback right there.
I mean, want to give the context to the people here?
Yeah, I was going to, or if you want to,
you can go.
You are the gaming club president.
I was the president when we were in 8th grade, but I wasn't in 7th grade.
Did you know Aaron tried to pass that off to me first? Actually,
yeah,
I was vice president for when Aaron was there, and then I think I stepped down when you came in. Or was I still vice president?
He fucking hated you. Oh my god. He said, that's not my administration.
I never said that.
Yeah, he said, fuck that skink guy. Oh, no, I'm not going to sit here.
No, well, fuck that guy.
I'm not going to sit here in his video game administration and deal with him and his...
I created a not a controversy. I don't know my political terms.
No, that was a joke. I don't know if he actually did anything like that.
I had no problems against you for that. I guarantee it. But
didn't I make you the president, the vice president though, just because I knew you better?
Yeah, because
I knew Austin.
Our friendship, we knew each other in 7th grade vaguely. But I think we really took off towards 8th grade because we had C cards, which, by the way, that was my favorite. Was if you're a good boy, we're gonna give you a good stamp, a good noodle stamp.
Oh, I remember that.
If you get 5 or 6 of these good noodle stamps, you get a reward.
It was so stupid. I remember that.
It was
I
so
got
stupid,
so much
but
shit for it.
It was so cool for those of us who weren't actual scumbags. Like,
I wasn't a scumbag.
Well, I don't prove me wrong. You can't.
Fuck
There's no
you.
evidence.
I know. I don't have my C card, unfortunately. From
you know who does have their C cards?
Do you still have yours?
I have one.
You have one? I don't think I ever had a good C card. I don't remember.
You did.
I genuinely don't remember though.
I do.
I don't know.
Because you got to get rewarded a few times. You
The only thing I can really remember about Video Game Club is I do have like a core memory of our math teacher. His name was Schweitzer.
Main Yoshi.
Yeah.
I remember we did like a Smash Brawl tournament because I don't think Smash 4 was out at the time.
Yeah, it was just Brawl. That was it.
Yeah.
That was what we went to your house and played all the time. Was just fucking Brawl.
Yeah, but we at the school we had like these giant projector screens. That's what we would do for Video Game Club. How frequently did we meet up? I don't remember.
I thought we did like once every Friday, or we tried to.
Okay,
and then every once in a while it would be every other week.
Yeah, and so like just to paint the picture of our dear math teacher, Mr. Schweitzer, just like imagine. And I mean this in the most lighthearted way. Imagine your typical like D&D player, like full beard and
short hair, kind of he dressed hipster-ish almost, but
he was tall and like
he really
was
did
lengthy,
he kind of looked like he'd hang out in a coffee shop.
Yeah,
but like not in an offensive way because I love Schweitzer.
Yeah, he was honestly a great dude, and he would just fucking curb stomp all of us with Yoshi.
I think put
us in our place.
Realistically, he should be on a registry because he certainly just fucked these kids up.
Jesus Christ.
with his Yoshi. No, wait, that makes it sound worse. Don't look at me like that.
But regardless, that was I remember we had a rule that we had we couldn't we couldn't play M-rated games. It had to be T or only.
Yeah, and then eventually he broke down and just let us play Halo.
Like, whatever, yeah.
He's like, fucking every kid here can do it. It was because the reason why it became that way was because Aaron McKeeman stopped coming to.
Yeah, that's true.
Aaron stopped coming to Video Game Club, and that was the only kid that couldn't play M-rated games.
Yeah.
Oh.
I hung out with him one time out of school. Oh boy.
Oh no.
One time is all it needed.
I felt terrible for him.
I know.
His mom wouldn't let him breathe at all.
Anyways, this isn't about that. This is about video games.
This a podcast.
This is about the tea.
Yeah.
But regardless, I think my point is, I think we should be allowed to have like a community that gets together that creates a big mod or something like this that is just for the community. And I feel like that what Activision did was unfair. I feel absolutely.
See.
Oh no!
I told you they'd want the tea.
No.
Someone. Well, you gotta give the specification now.
Stop that.
So someone in chat.
So LC had said that I want Aaron.
No, it's my bad. I want them to imagine that I'm just sitting here like, aha, look at this shit. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Wait. No, but. Hello, Elsie.
Yeah. We do have a chat open for both YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah, there was a few people I talked earlier. Apologies, but essentially, I think that if you cannot perform reliable services to keep your servers up and running and provide this product, I do not think you should be able to take down the product.
Tony, you're watching the Pixel Pulse podcast.
Who is this?
No way.
Is this where am I?
He might still be stuck back on the ravioli section. We might have messed up our whole branding here.
That's okay.
Can we? Why aren't we
Ravioli post. Let's go.
Why aren't we pixel pasta?
Pixel pasta. That's a good one.
Like,
But yeah, I think Activision is wrong.
what's your form of favorite digital pasta? I like the cubed 8-bit pasta.
I like when you get
It makes
sucked
my-
into a black hole and then you have spaghettification.
Yeah, spaghettification is true. That's a true thing.
You know,
That's not true. That's not how that works. No, no, hold
never
on.
heard
No,
of the term spaghettification?
we are not. Don't you tell me that. That's not how black holes work. That's not how black
get
holes work.
ripped into a million shreds, and then you can see yourself for like 500 copies of you surrounding yourself.
That's
That just
insane.
sounds like my anyways. But I guess for me, going back to the question I had posed for you was, would you rather see a flawed remake or done well, or what was the
There's a flawed remake or an actual like one that was put out by the company.
Okay, yeah, a flawed remake or a perfect remake by the fans or a flawed remake by the company.
If it's,
And obviously people are going to want the perfect remake. It's
Yeah.
just,
yeah, that's what I feel at least.
that's the only answer I could really think of as to why they'd want to take that down.
Mhm.
I guess we're going to go and move on for that because I don't think we really have anything else. My topic really is actually very hand in hand with yours, where I wanted to talk about some of the changes they've been making about Deadrising Remastered Deluxe edition.
It's been a while since I've touched Deadrising.
So, at Deadrising 1, there's 2 really big changes that kind of got on my nerve. 3 of them, actually. So, this one will actually be very important with you as well, because you're very into voice acting, because I would like to think you are.
And we have a pop culture segment on that later too for
Okay.
voice acting. But go on.
So, with Capcom, I don't understand what they did, or I don't know why it was like. Do you guys remember back when like Metal Gear Solid 5 came out and like Dead Rising 4 dropped, and all of a sudden all of these like mainstay voice actors are just gone? Like the David Hayter wasn't the voice of Snake when 5 released, and then Rotilla wasn't the voice of Frank when 4 released. They did it again. They said we're gonna remaster the first game, but they're not bringing back the actual like any of the voice crew
Why would they
from
do
the
that?
original
That doesn't make
game.
sense.
None of them, none at all, which is wild because I think Rotillo is just still hanging around and wants to do it.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would they just completely cut the cast and just be like, oh yeah, well we're gonna remaster a game, but use a brand new
Well,
voice cast?
Okay, the first question is I don't know anything about this. Who is the replacement? Are they like a more widely known voice actor? Or are they
I
more
don't
of
think
an
we know
up-and-comer? We don't
actually. I'm assuming it. My theory is I think it's the guy that did Dead Rising 4, and I think he was a television actor.
Hmm.
I can't remember his name. You want to look that up real quick?
Yeah.
Dead Rising 4, Frank,
Frank West.
voice actor, VA.
Well, I mean, going to something that I do sort of, not really, but I kind of have a little bit of knowledge on the topic of with the Charles Martinet situation of him getting
Yeah, like-
replaced. Part of that could be, and this is all just like conjecture. There was a good video by Boundary Breaks host, She Says, who went into his own theories, and I think I kind of have to agree. Where the reason why Charles Martinet may or may not have been removed from his position as the lead Mario voice is due to his exclusion in the Mario movie itself,
Mhm.
and Nintendo kind of realizing we don't have to keep using this guy in order to continue making the character work. But also that I guess there's like this one part where like Tara Strong or someone started to like make like a Charles Martinet appreciation post in like sort of like an upset way because of Martinet's exclusion from being the lead role instead of Chris Pratt. And from what I understand, Charles Martinet kind of like retweeted and was like very supportive of this, and maybe to Nintendo's eyes or whatever executive, that looked like bad practice. Now, whether or not I agree with that decision, I don't know, but I guess I could kind of see why they would adopt that stance where, again, I don't have all these tweets in front of me and I only sort of remember the video, but for something like replacing like David Hayter in Metal Gear, I don't really know why that happened. I think part of it had to do with Konami in general just going down the shitter.
Because I mean, that is also the time when Hideo Kojima left the company and was like, you know what, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go hang out with my best friend Daryl from Walking Dead.
And sometimes a recasting, like with like the Bayonetta situation, happens just because they have to, internal disputes, stuff like that. A lot of times, that stuff will happen behind closed doors and it'll never enter the public eye. So it's possible something like that could have happened as well.
I know in this regard for Deadrising, Rotello, the voice actor for Frank, was just never contacted either times.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Going back to that real quick, Ty Olsson is the one that Frank West in Deadrising 4.
Was he in any roles other than that? I think he played a minor role in like Supernatural. Also, I wanted to point out a funny from Tony Pizza TV. The money for those voice actors are going towards the development of Marvel's versus Capcom's Fighting Collection Arcade, and he's right. It's cool. Think about how much they had to pay for the licensing for those fantastic games again.
I know when it comes to like, and we'll touch on this again when we get to the pop culture segment, but when it comes to hiring a celebrity voice over like a reoccurring voice, like with the instance of the Mario movie, it was less done because Nintendo didn't want Charles Martinet to be in the position, but more done because the movie industry itself is brain dead and thinks that they need to have mainline or like mainstay celebrity actors in order to draw people into the theater. And there are some people who will be like, Jack Black's in this movie? I'm going to go watch this movie.
Yeah, well, I mean,
but there aren't a lot of people, there aren't as many people like that as movie executives like to think, I feel.
Borderlands.
Yeah, the Borderlands.
I do want to chime out real quick. Can you do me a favor and type in who the voice actor is for Frank in the DR remaster? See if that's information that's available.
Yeah, I can do that real quick.
I didn't think about checking to see if that's actually available information or not.
You're good. I'll check that up.
But I know a few other things they changed. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta cut you off.
Go ahead.
Too.
No.
I was going to try and keep it back on there and finish up what I was saying because a few other things were changed. Do you think that a game that originally is more difficult should stay difficult in the remaster, or do you think that it should be made easier for a more general audience?
Well, I think there should be an option. I think options are great. It depends, though. Like some games, listen, you can enjoy as much as you want in Majora's Mask how difficult, quote unquote, it is when you can only save and like one time per like save file or whatever at the owl statues or whatever the fucking gimmick with that was. But with Majora's Mask 3D, one thing that I will say is the fact that you can just save at any time with that was much better. Like certain things like that is, I think in my opinion, like if it's a quality of life change where it's just like this was just tedious, maybe it was a technical limitation or what have you, I think it's fine to update those things. But if people want that original difficulty, why not have like a mode where it like plays true to the original? And that's
what I'm hoping we see genuinely from this game. I just know from a few reports that I've been reading about with the remaster, Deadrising is known for like three major things. The first one is it's over-the-top campiness voice acting, combined with like how just silly a lot of the subject material is, combined with also how serious all of the subject material is. Because one of the big changes that happened was one of the psychopath in the mall. Some people snapped, and well, they're not very friendly people. So they kind of want to hurt you. But so when you're going through them and dealing with this, one of the psychopaths was a Vietnam veteran.
Okay.
And so he genuinely, unfortunately, at the time, if you go back and if you are easily like triggered and tolerated by those kind of things, he does say he is surrounded by Viet Cong and stuff like that, because, you know, that's what the context behind that war is. Now with their new voice actor, new voice lines, there is no specific like instance of what PTSD he is experiencing from what all. It's just a man in a flannel going crazy about thinking that there's someone listening to him constantly. So they kind of removed a lot of nuance from this character to remove political aspects of it. But the problem that comes down with that is Deadrising is inherently political with its story and has a deep message about like armed bio experimentation on people through like food products and stuff like that. And there's so much there where like America was like terroristic in like this plot line, and the zombie disease came from America. It's a really deep game. I enjoy the series heavily. I recommend playing the first one. And it's just, I feel like you remove a lot of the nuance if you remove certain things like that. They also removed like all the erotica filters and like all the like any like sexy jokes or anything like that. A lot of those are gone now. I understand that too, but it also removes part of the comical aspect of the original game.
Yeah, I think I mean, like with some older games, there are definitely some things that should be addressed and like wouldn't really fly that well, you know, these days.
I just think for a rated M game where you're surrounded by zombies and stuff, I think you can do a little bit better job of portraying what kind of PTSD a character is going through for him to be snapping in a mall, cutting people up with a machete.
Right.
Another big thing is a lot of the voice acting seems like the direction is very like stunted. This is something I'll have to show you after the stream, see what you think. It's very much like a, hey, I know how to use this because I've covered wars, you know, to, hey, I know how to use that because I covered wars, you know. Like
that sounded like the exact same delivery to me. Like I hear where you're coming from though.
Like very like stunted, poorly, like like weirdly, like almost as if we're back in like 2000s voice acting.
I mean, that might just be that they're having a less experienced director behind the wheel. Could be a number of things.
I'm not trying to always pick on it either. I'm just more so. It's like you already had these voice lines. I think if I'm correct, I think only one person of the original voice cast is not able to continue doing the work. I just think there's a lot of things you can do if you're wanting to make it a deluxe remaster of a game. The epitome. This is it. This is the bottom line. This is the new game. This is what you should be playing.
So do they have options between toggling new voice or old voice? Or is it just
we don't know yet. My theory is I think they're going to do a voice pack down the road as DLC. That's what I think is going to be what's going to happen.
Speaking of that, real quick, there's no information about who's going to be the voice actor for Frank West. There's no information on that yet.
All right,
the remaster.
When does this come out?
This is coming out in October, actually. It's if you look it up on Steam now. I believe it's I think it's not. I don't even think I think it's a $50 game.
It's
actually
next month, September 19th, 2024.
Is it coming out full price?
I'm on a Mac, so I can't check that full price, but I can try to look.
I didn't know if like you Googled it.
Oh, here, yeah.
I thought it was coming out in October, but I guess I was wrong.
September.
I got my 9 and my 10s mixed up, fellas.
You're good. Let me check real quick. It is a $50 game.
Okay,
so that's kind of nice to find out about that too.
If you want the digital deluxe version, that's when it becomes $60.
That's probably what I'm gonna grab though.
What is with the digital deluxe?
Unfortunately, I'm forever going to be in the hostage situation where if this game doesn't do well, they're probably not going to make Deadrising 3 anymore.
You know what game?
Time isn't real, anyways. What an answer from Megan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who needs time? Time isn't real. For speaking of, like, just to kind of interject a little bit, you know the new Star Wars Bounty Hunter that just came out? Not the new, but the remaster for it.
That's out.
That just came out like not too long ago.
Did that one do all right?
Apparently it's really good. Like they didn't fuck it up somehow.
I just know after that was, I don't know, for context for you, they re-released Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, the original PlayStation 2 games. And it was a very exciting time for me and Agari because those were games we grew up with, but we never got the chance to experience them online because we were dumb babies back then who were playing this on like offline.
Right.
And so now we were all very excited because they were bringing back our two like childhood games with the chance to play public servers again, and then they messed it up.
They messed it up hard.
Like there was a lot of, from what I've been told, I didn't buy it.
Is the remaster or the port of the original?
It was supposed to be like a remastered port, sort of.
But they didn't.
Because I know like the original versions of these games came to Switch, but then the remasters were coming to modern consoles.
Yeah, that's how it was.
The remasters were garbage.
Okay.
They
like the campaign had no videos anymore, so any of the cinematics for the campaigns were gone. So what's the point of playing campaign? You're just doing a series of missions with objectives and voice lines. There's no cinematics in between.
Supposedly, they had actually did the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas thing where they took the mobile port and then they just ported it. That's, again, a very big speculation, but that's what I heard. It's like they just took the mobile version and then just put it on PC.
I guess. What's the difference between a remaster, a remake, and...
Oh, man, here we go.
Because that's the thing, I guess, what it comes down to is is a remaster where you're rebuilding the game from the ground up, and then a remake where you're just porting the game over to higher
I think
settings.
The entire industry has no concrete answer to this because, for example, not even like Nintendo knows how to be consistent with this, because Luigi's Mansion 2 HD is what looks like the game running on Citra. But Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door has no subtitle. It's just called the same name as the original game and is a from-the-ground-up remake, redone music, assets, literally everything from the ground up, redone, and it's just called Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. And then you have like something like Metroid Prime Remastered. What the fuck is that? It's from the ground up. And then you have something... Like what? Like Twilight Princess HD. Okay, well that one's just like a texture pack, and then Wind Waker HD. Oh, well that one actually adds the Swift sail and does all this other stuff. Like what the hell?
So just according to Google, just from
I don't believe Google.
I know that's
especially
fair.
not after they added an AI to do the searches.
Hey, I'm not using the AI feature now. I'm actually using something real. It says remake involves rebuilding the game from the ground up, while remaster just focuses on enhancing the game's visuals. So a remaster is basically just to make the game look prettier.
I mean, when I think of like if I were to define the terms, when it comes to mastering in terms of audio, that is like your song is already done before you master it, but then you apply different like compressors or filters to it, and it's still the same song at the end of the day. You didn't have to redo anything. You're just applying some new polish to it, right? Mm. Whereas if I were to remake a song, that would mean I start from nothing. I make the same notes or maybe change a note here and there, change the instruments around, but I started from nothing. No, I think the gaming industry doesn't really give a fuck. They just attach whatever name sounds cooler.
I guess it's like almost like that weird literature boat question from the Argos, where if you repair the boat and build it the same exact way with parts of the old boat in it, and then eventually as you keep repairing the boat, all the old parts are cycled out, is it still the same boat?
I've heard about that. Elsie says, I'd like to really interview their marketing team and decision makers on the titles.
Oh, that would be the dream to be able to get a professional.
Oh, yeah. LOL.
LOL. But it's like, that was another big one. There are like genuinely a lot of quality life things I do like to see. No, it's no problem, Elsie. There's a lot of like quality life things I like to see, though. Like for like Deadrising remake, the one that's coming out, they added checkpoints and like autosave. I'm okay with that. I hope I can disable that personally, because I mean, I liked having, because you would go to the bathroom to save. You would just go in there and take a fat piss.
I wonder if they can do like a hardcore mode.
And that's what they did for Dead Rising 3.
Yeah.
Because Dead Rising 3, if you were to play it normally, because it's all on a timer, that's the biggest thing about Dead Rising. And that's why people didn't like Dead Rising 4, was that Dead Rising 4 removed the timer. It was just pretty much an entirely different game.
Mhm.
But you remove the urgency and that deadline from it, because Dead Rising is meant to be replayed over and over again. And it's kind of like almost like a roguelite.
Right.
Where you use your knowledge of the map, everything you have there, and you use your knowledge of like what time you're supposed to save these different like survivors to get there and do it. Dead Rising 3 had a problem where if you did a easy or normal mode, you would have way too much time to do everything.
Mhm.
And that was also another thing for the first game, where if you got good enough, you would have too much time to do everything. In the remake, they're actually making it to where you can skip time ahead now for the first time ever.
What?
Which is wild to me.
Hmm.
Because, so like after you like do everything and all this, that's kind of spoilers. At a certain point in the game, there are no more events, and you really are just stuck in the mall roaming around for like what would be in-game time, like a day and a half. So the game takes place over about 3 days, and 3 days in game equals to around like 7 to 8 hours in real time.
Jeez. Okay. All right.
I just had to. It's just something I forgot about, but like supposedly in the remaster, they're changing the time up a little bit. People felt like they had plenty of time again. But then you had the opposite end of that with like Dead Rising 3, going back to that one, where if you played hard mode on that, they made it to where you actually could not complete the game in time. They did their math wrong. If you tried to play Dead Rising 3 and like do it on hardcore mode and get the Mega Man suit, 'cause that's how you unlocked your Mega Man suit, was doing the hardcore.
Mega Man.
But to lead this all back and do it all again with the voice acting and everything like that, I'm babbling a lot. That's my bad. I kind of lost track of what I was talking about.
Babbling foe.
But they made survivors smarter. All the survivors are now very competent, which is both
I remember them being
both
not super
angelic and both sad. They removed kind of like a horror aspect to it for when the survivors just go wrong. They added a bunch of cool stuff though, like the survivors will come and save you.
That's cool.
And like the survivors have individual weapon types now that you can just give them. Like, say you find Billy, the lumberjack, and Billy's like personal preferences using an axe. And you can give him that. He'll build affinity with you. They're turning my Dead Rising into a dating sim.
I knew it. All this time, Dead Rising was just a dating sim.
Now, speaking of dating sims, let's go into something we were talking about earlier with Gabe. We were talking about primary main actors being like the primary role holders, but Gabe, you had something you wanted to go into a little bit more VA and stuff like that. Would you like to go ahead and take it from here a little bit?
That was my pop culture segment.
What's your topic then? My bad. I'm sorry. I am just making you
It's all good. For my pop culture, not wrong. For my actual topic for the stream, unfortunately,
all right,
there
guys,
is
we
no
need to
clean
hold
transition
on.
here.
We need to just take a second.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
All right, thank you. There is no unfortunate clean transition here. I should have.
I messed it up. The clean transition was supposed to be when we were talking about movie stars taking over voice acting roles,
Right.
because that's where we were supposed to like go into. But I unfortunately got scatterbrained and restructured my entire essay about Dead Rising Remastered because I really just wanted to autistically unload on all of you here.
That's fair.
Well, for my topic, I'm going to continue from the unlisted version of our pilot episode. This is the real pilot. That was the fake pilot.
Yeah, the fake pilot.
But in the fake pilot, I began listing the top 69 Switch selling games.
Nice.
He said 69.
And then halfway through, we realized, holy shit, this dude is yapping for years, and we're only like 4.
Yeah,
games
we
into
we
it.
fucked up that segment a little bit because we thought, oh, it'd be really good. Like, I unfortunately was like, we could clip it and make like weird like statements about games that are people like, and then they'll be like, oh, fuck those guys.
Because we made it to the top 30.
We got like halfway through the list.
Yes,
I think at this point, I think we should just cut it down to 15. Maybe.
All right, yeah. So, we're gonna read just basically some context for the live audience and anyone who will actually be listening to this down the road. Recently, Nintendo came out with a financial report dictating their console sales, which, by the way, the Switch itself is very close to matching the lifetime sales in the US of the PlayStation 2. It is sitting at 143.42 million global sales. But I don't have the exact statistics of PS2 lifetime sales in the US versus the Switch's US sales. But according to a lot of publications, Switch is 1.1 million sales away from surpassing the PlayStation 2 in the United States.
Nice.
Now, is this including all the different flavors of Switch that have released over time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, for Megan, no, we'll go ahead and make it 15.420.
Okay. So for the top 15.420 games, I have this list pulled up here. I'm just going to read through them and we'll talk about the games individually. But at number 15.42, we can only barely talk about it, but it's Luigi's Mansion 3, sitting at a whopping 14,250,000 sales.
How'd you guys feel about the weird multiplayer DLC that came out for that one?
I like Afro Luigi.
I thought I don't remember us really like trying the multiplayer on that one.
I played it offline. I think single player on my. No, I think I did. I streamed the game like a year or two ago, and we ended up playing it online with randos. It was just okay. It was just okay, but you can make an Afro Luigi.
See, that was what I saw, and I was like, I don't know if I could deal with that amount of like sex positivity in my life with Afro Luigi.
All right, so that's 0.42 of Luigi's Mansion 3. We don't get to discuss any more of it other than the fact that the game is very good. You should play it. I also like Luigi and his sounds.
Oh my god, my favorite was when we were playing it. If you're sitting in the elevator and you have like a little brother or something, have him just dance around with you in the elevator. There's jiggle physics. More jiggle physics than Dead or Alive beach volleyball.
That's good.
At number 14, we have Pokemon Legends Arceus.
I'm surprised that's not higher.
Sitting at 15 million life-to-date sales.
That's also very good.
That's one of the first Pokemons I bought by myself.
It's such a unique Pokemon game. Have you played Arceus? Yeah, you did. You're farther than I am, actually.
I 100%ed the game, as a matter of fact.
You're a lot farther than I am.
The only Pokemon game where I completed the Dex.
I did that for Scarlet. Me and Wes did Scarlet together, and then we're doing the DLCs. Also have their own Pokedexes in Scarlet and Violet. We're working through those right now. But if you ever need anything from there, I'm getting ready to start Pokemon Pearl soon, though, because I want to get the Arceus from the end of the game to help with raids in Violet.
Well, speaking of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, that's at number 13.
Yeah, didn't it tie with
sitting at 15,060,000, so 60,000 more in
just
sales,
a little bit more,
which would
Arceus.
It would make sense.
It came out first, and also is
nostalgia.
It's not a reform of.
I think that was my favorite part about Arceus, though, was just it was a new experiment, and
I know a lot more people that bought Arceus than I do that bought Shining Diamond and Brilliant Pearl or whatever, the other way around. To me, the number is a bit surprising as well. But I guess, it truly is at the end of the day.
I bought both.
I'm more partial to Crazy Diamond.
Crazy hamburger.
Sorry. I didn't play Shining Diamond, Brilliant Pearl, Wonderful 101, or any game in between. But I think that they looked like fine remakes.
I do want to try Wonderful 101.
Unfortunately, that's not on this list. It didn't.
I did not think it would. Because I'm surprised it even got a Switch remaster, which I think it got a Switch remaster because it wasn't even Nintendo that published the remaster.
Yeah.
I think the company said they're just going to do it themselves.
Up just above Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. So we got 3 Pokemon right in a row. At number 12 is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, sitting at a 15 million. Or wait, did I misread this?
Can you do me a favor while he's reading that again? Can you look up the lifetime sales of the Pokemon series?
15,070. It sold 10,000 more copies than Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl.
I'm kind of just curious to see like where Pokemon is at today compared to when it was first. Like,
As of December 2023, the Pokemon franchise has sold over 480 million units worldwide.
is there like a chart that breaks down each of the games? I was just curious at which one was also the most popular, like most selling.
Well, I can tell you on Switch, it's Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Which that would make sense there. Yeah, like
Scarlet and Violet is just below it. But yeah, so once again with Pikachu and Eevee, I had already played Pokemon Yellow, separately, so I didn't really feel it necessary to pick up this game. And not only that, I'm not that into the Pokemon Go style.
I will say it's an excellent game with kids, or like if you have like a brother or like someone like that, like because you can play co-op with it.
Okay.
So like if you and I want to do a run for it, I just pawn my guy in, or it'll be the girl in this scenario. And because that's what they do is if you pick the girl, the boy spawns in. If you pick the boy, the girl spawns in. And I can just run around the field and like just be stupid. And then whenever you get into like a thing, we both get our own Pokeballs, just yeet at them together.
Now, did you buy the Pokeball controller?
No, I did not.
Why not? You should learn how to play Smash Brothers with it. You can't. It only works.
I was gonna say, oh, wait, you really want me to dishonor you and your family like that?
Were you about to say something?
I was just going to read off
Unfortunately,
chat.
Elsie, it is not your turn with the brain cell.
Yeah, I was going to say, Megan said nostalgia sells hard, and then Else had followed up with it's great for my singular brain cell.
Yeah.
Speaking of nostalgia, so what's the most popular like selling Pokemon game? Did you get that information on there yet?
No, I couldn't find it.
Oh, really? There's they don't have like a list of like.
At least I found, there was a Wikipedia page, but it was broken down by like original Pokemon, then spin-off Pokemon, then other Pokemon, and
Yeah, I just
Well,
want to
what's the
know like
highest
the
selling?
original series.
okay, the highest selling. Let me.
I'm not worried because the spin-off games aren't going to sell better than the main line.
I have
don't
a
think.
feeling it's Sword and Shield based on this number, but I guess I could be wrong.
Well, I'm wondering if like maybe like Ruby and Sapphire beat it, or like
I don't
or
think
one
so.
one of the 3DS ones might.
So the highest
Or Black and White.
from the
Oh, no, not
original
Black and White.
is Red, Green, Blue.
Oh, that
Oh,
makes sense.
there we go. I thought it might have been like either that or Gen 2.
Yeah, nope, it's Red, Green, Blue, and then for Gold and Silver is the second, which is 23 million. Excuse me.
Well, hang on. That must be out of date because Sword and Shield has sold 26 million.
It's
then there we go.
Wikipedia, So
This is something I can look up on my own time. I thought it would just be kind of interesting to see if like maybe there was a progression of like downward sales for Pokemon games over the years,
Right.
or if they've been building more of an audience.
I would say with the Switch itself that the Pokemon franchise has been growing a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if Gen 1 still sold more just because that was literally a cultural phenomenon when it came out.
Also, we do genuinely have like more spin-offs too, so more
Yeah.
Pokemon. Like there's more things for different types of Pokemon fans out there.
Right. Anyways, back to the topic here. At number 11, this one,
Ring Fit Adventure.
Ring Fit
Really?
Adventure is our number 11 top selling game at 15,380,000.
I did not think it would sold that well.
Yes, it is fucking
I do want to try it. I genuinely
too.
do.
so
In fact, it's right. I'm making a sensual eye contact with one right now.
I have a ring con in this room. So here's the thing. It is actually a very tough workout and it's a long game as well. So if you want a game to play while you're getting like exercise in, it is actually a good workout.
Tune into Gabe and I having a Oh,
It's also difficult.
This isn't going to be.
It's also very difficult.
No, I was just going to
It
have.
is the Dark Souls of workouts.
I was just going to have you be Doc Brown, and I was going to be Little Mac, and I was going to have you trade me with
Brown. You mean Doc Lewis?
Yeah, but you're going to send me back in time.
Mac, baby.
Or you're going to send me forward in time to when I was fit, so that way I didn't have to deal with this shit. No, like, you can be Doc Lewis, and you just put me through my training arc with Ring Fit Adventure. That's it. That's how we're going to make me...
I'd like to specify, though, part of the reason why Ring Fit Adventure sold so well, if I'm not mistaken, it came out just before the pandemic or during the pandemic, and people were looking for ways to work out while they were stuck at home, and what better to do than to use their Switch they already owned and get an actually decent workout in. I actually remember Ring Fit Adventure being really hard to find for the longest time because it was.
I actually saw
sold
one
out.
at Best Buy recently.
Now they're more in stock, but like
I thought about
during the
grabbing one,
pandemic,
though.
they were like actually like constantly sold out, like
Mhm.
Amiibo back in the day. Like you'd have to like call up GameStop. Hey, do you have Ring Fit Adventure? No. Okay. Hey, you have Ring Fit Adventure? No. Okay. Yeah, you have Ring Fit Adventure? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God
I'm on my way
everything's-
now.
thank God everything is just
By the time you get there,
spoon-fed
it's
with the
gone.
digital service of web browser.
Well, I mean,
Oh, pick up your copy of Doki Doki Literature Panic 2 at GameStop
Remaster.
in Battle Creek, Michigan.
so at number 10, now we entered the top 10 selling games. And
Number 10.
this one also starts specifying quarter updates, but I don't think I'm going to really read that. At number 10, we have New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe.
That makes
Why
me
the
mad.
fuck did this game sell that well? This game is good.
No, it's the game.
It's good, but it's not that good.
It's the game Grandma gives their son.
Where is
It's the
Mario
Mario game.
Wonder on this list?
I wonder if it's higher.
It's not. I'm
Wow.
looking. Super Mario Wonder.
I don't see Wonder either.
I don't even see it on this list.
Did it make it in time?
Did
for this
Wonder
list?
Wonder
Wonder
not sell well?
Maybe it didn't. I don't know.
How much did Wonder sell? Q Ball.
Yeah, I'm just
Supreme.
not seeing it. Oh, here it is at number 18.
Oh, number 18.
Number 18.
Wow.
Mario Wonder sold 13,440,000.
Yeah, I think it's just too new.
Oh.
Yeah, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, I think, came out in like 2019, so it has had some time to sell. Mario Wonder is a great game. I will fucking die on the hill that New Super Mario Brothers. It's fine.
It's just more of the same.
They're fine games, but Mario Wonder is truly a fantastic game. Like it is, dare I say, wonderful the whole way through.
Mario Wonder is one of the few 2D Mario games that can hold my attention for longer than a day.
Yeah, it's really good.
I really do just struggle with 2D Mario for some reason. I don't know why. 3D Mario, though, last time I went through Odyssey, I got gripped for like 2 days straight.
Well, speaking of Super Mario Odyssey, it's not next. At number 9, we have The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
That doesn't surprise me that it's not too high.
Yeah, it's at.
It makes sense that it's in the top 10.
Do you have the list pulled up?
Yes.
Don't look at it. Take a guess. How much did it sell? Unless you already looked at it.
I didn't see it.
Okay. How much do you think Tears of the Kingdom sold?
What was the last number?
The last number was at 17,610,000.
I'm going to assume 21 million.
21 million?
I'm gonna say 19 million.
$1, Bob. $1. It sold 20,800,000. So.
Wow. Didn't mean to just nail
That's
that
a jump.
accidentally.
That's a huge, well, not huge, but like that's a big jump between 9 and 10 though, because 10 is only 17 million.
Yeah, and then this one's almost more.
I got maybe that's just also like. I guess. Do you think that correlates with like the level of quality there too?
Well, let's also consider this:
The series itself, too,
Tears of the
yeah, like,
Kingdom
that's-
came out last year in the middle of summer, and it was.
It's also the sequel to the launch title of the
It
game.
was the sequel to The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, probably one of the single most anticipated Nintendo releases ever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fairly certain we're gonna see it on the list, if not at number 1, number 2, or 3.
What, Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
It's actually not at 1, 2, or 3, but we'll get to that when we get to it.
Holy crap! I guess I'm stupid.
But yeah, Tears of the Kingdom is a fine game. I've had this conversation so many times. I really enjoy the feeling of going from the sky to the ground without there being a load screen is like
It's
the first
insane.
couple of times it happens, you're just like, holy fucking shit. Like, sure, there's a couple of slight frame dips here and there throughout the game, but when you're doing that, there's no frame dips. And it's just like, how the hell did they pull this off?
Yeah, I would love to see that game. Like, if they do,
on the
like,
Switch, no less.
yeah, if they do a Switch 2 of some sort, I would love to see like maybe a backwards compatibility performance booster mode or something like that.
I really would hope that would come to the Switch.
I would love to like get a chance to. I would play Breath of the Wild again, even just to re-experience it with like new performance. And
If those games ran at 60 FPS, not on a PC, oh boy,
I would probably
those
be
would
playing those.
those would probably be the contender for one of the most beautiful, like, looking games. I think. Like, I don't think that the frame rate necessarily ruins Breath of the Wild. It's a lot more noticeable and
I'm just
irritating in Tears of the Kingdom, but
I guess me with me and like Agari being PC players, it's
I
like
do.
the standard that's coming out now. You are there too now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting there. Yeah, we've been just playing it more.
right.
It's like the standards for PC games are a little bit further ahead, and it's like it's rough because everything's still. I still think 60 FPS should be an industry standard.
Mhm. I agree.
I
with
think like like if not 60, 45 minimum.
hmm
Because I just think that
I mean,
performance, a game should perform well.
I think if it's 30 FPS and there's no drops, 30 FPS.
And that's
is fine.
different too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know personally, I still would I like the visuals of 60 FPS better than 30 myself.
Because like for me, I don't mind, like, if a game looks good, I'm all about it, but I prefer performance over looks in most of my games. Most of my games, I'm more worried about like getting, I have a high refresh rate monitor, so 165 FPS for 165 hertz. I'd like to make sure that my performance is matched, and depending on the game I'm playing, I don't care about the quality. Now, when it comes to something like, playing Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, which I haven't played, but when it comes to something like that, I know if I'm going to be playing on my Switch that some things are going to be dipping in FPS, depending on the game, depending on who developed it, whatever. Like, I try to get an understanding of like, yeah, I'm going to be dipping in quality, but maybe like if the story's good to it or like the gameplay is good to
I'll
it,
tell you
then I
one
can
thing
pass
right
it.
now. Tears of the Kingdom story is not good. It is the single worst story in any Zelda game I've ever played. But
I do want to chime in though with Elsie saying the Among Us in 60. In PC, you can like make it full screen and increase the hertz,
Yeah.
and it makes it like the animation of it so much more fluid. It's wild.
Mhm.
Like I've never I didn't realize it until my friends were like, max your settings out on PC. Do it.
I think some games stylistically look better with lower frame rates.
Too.
I agree.
I agree. There are
some things that just look too smooth, and then I'm like, I don't like the way this looks.
There's some people that like they get motion sick because of high refresh rate
Yeah.
too.
and like I'm not saying it should be. I just think that I think performance wise, a game should be able to keep a steady frame
Yeah.
rate.
I agree.
Consistent
point.
frames is important.
Yeah.
We are talking about the Nintendo Toaster. I am a big fan of the Switch. I'm obviously a huge Nintendo nut, but in general, I would say that Switch has been probably my favorite console just because of how much it offers on it. But at the end of the day, it is an outdated piece of hardware, and I just hope that with the Switch 2, we can actually have some better performance.
We got a comment from a spaced fish that says consistency is what I look for in games. Can it run it can run at 60 FPS but dip to 30 a lot? I'd rather just have it be at 30 at all times.
I agree.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the same. Or like if I'm at 60, I just want it to stay at 60 at all times.
Right. Like I'd rather have a consistent frame rate than frame rates that are fluctuating at all times. I'd agree with that.
I'm not one of those people that think like 150 frames is me, because at some point I do acknowledge that the human eye cannot tell the difference.
Right.
But go ahead and continue. Sorry, we got off on tangent again.
Yeah, so at number 8, we have Super Mario Party. This is the first Mario Party that came to Switch, not the remakes.
The Goon Squad Mario Party?
The Goon Squad Mario Party. If you're wondering about Mario Party Superstars, that's at number 20 with 12,890,000. Go ahead and take a guess at Super Mario Party sales, which sold more than Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm gonna go for 30 mil.
Do you think it sold that much more?
Yes.
Okay.
23 mil?
It only barely sold more than Tears of the Kingdom. At 20,840,000.
I just mostly assume there's a more general audience with Mario Party.
Yeah.
I think, what is it? Because that's the first one that came out for the Switch, was
Yes.
Super Mario Party. I think that one.
Character specific dice.
Yeah, that's
like
the one that
board
I like.
rolling.
Yeah, that's the Goon Squad one. I like that one.
That's the one that
you just
I like.
run around with a bunch of like villains from the Mario Kingdom, and it's
My only problem with Super Mario Party, its minigames were fantastic. Its boards were way too small, too few of them, and I didn't end up loving the idea of the character specific die, only because it ended up
it did make some characters better than
Yeah.
the others. Yeah.
But I mean, for me personally, I always pick Luigi no matter what I play for Super Mario or like a Mario Party game. And-
If it's earlier ones, I'll pick Boo. If it's the later ones, I'm always Rosalina.
Yeah, because I mean, I like the idea of
Because I am a pretty princess.
I like the idea of like the custom. Not the custom, but the player-specific dice, the character-created dice. Like, sure, I can understand where people are like, oh, well, I gotta get with the meta. I gotta get with the high-rolling dice characters.
Mario's dice sucks. That's the only reason why I'm upset.
But, like, I do like the fact
It
that...
gives you coins, though, so I guess it's good.
I do like the idea of, like, having these characters that have preset dice, because I feel like it does kind of add an opportunity of, like, if you get an ally, then those ally dice can play differently. I like that idea. I like the whole idea of there's a whole bunch of different dice to kind of change your gameplay for that.
I like that it's something different for Mario Party that isn't a car. It doesn't fucking suck necessarily.
I didn't like the car one.
Yeah, no one did.
That's fair.
That's the point.
That's fair.
So, and ever since the car one came out, Mario Party has had a bit of an identity crisis. So Super Mario Party was the first Mario Party in a while on consoles that was a step in the right direction to getting back to like more traditional Mario Party gameplay.
I'm gonna get that Jamboree, the Mario Party Jamboree.
Yeah.
I thought about it.
I'm gonna get it. That'll be my first Mario Party that I've ever bought.
I haven't actually bought like a game for Switch in a while. I was gonna get Advance Wars, but I keep putting it off.
At number 7, we have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Go ahead, take your guesses.
That one I'm gonna say is 30 million
Okay.
because there's 2 games. Megan said, I like that it means that your character choice really does influence the gameplay. Sorry, the mic stands right in front of me, so I had to like wiggle my head back and forth. And I do agree on some level that I did enjoy like the fact that Rosalina had her own die. I like the Boo die a lot, and like especially when it's like a risk to it. Because, there was just times where you could, like, just not move at all.
I'm just salty because Wario's dice isn't very good for movement.
No.
And Wario is my guy.
Yeah, it's like, on the one hand, I like it because it makes each character special and it gives it more replayability. But then it also does just make some characters better than others.
Yeah. I'm going to guess
Scarlet and Violet specifically.
21 million.
Are we, are there 2 individual spots or are they both together in the same spot?
They're in the same
Together.
spot.
So I'm going to say around 30 million.
Okay. And you said 21?
Yeah.
We are sitting at 25,290 for Scarlet and Violet. This is the most recent mainline Pokemon entry.
That's a big jump.
It's the one where the eyes bawooga out of the head and there's glitches in every fucking corner.
You also get the best fucking side character who's a boy just trying to save his pupper.
I don't know what you're even talking about. I never played this game.
Oh, it's very good. You want to borrow my copy?
No.
Oh.
No. I'm good.
It's a fun time. I do recommend Scarlet. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Well, at least someone did. Everyone else I hear talk about this game just shits on it. So I don't know where to land on it.
Them trying something different, and I don't know. I guess I'm more forgiving for a lot of the things. I also didn't have a lot of bugs in my playthrough at all. Like the game ran really well for me.
Els says I can't excuse the poor quality for what it is. I'm a huge Pokemon fan, but it's a no for me.
Yeah.
I've never played it, so I have no.
And that's fair.
I think the biggest thing is less that the hardware isn't capable of it in that, it's a can of worms of a topic. I'm sure we could probably make that its own topic on the podcast if we really wanted to.
I mean, no, that's fair. Like, I'm not trying to defend it either. Like, if you don't like the game, that's fine. I know I had fun with it.
Well, you know what? Fucking great. And I mean that with a heart emoji at the end.
Yeah.
Like, no, genuinely. Like,
I saw that eggplant. Don't you fucking.
I am. If you can enjoy the game, don't ever let anyone tell you, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, don't,
Right.
Clearly this game is special to some people. Otherwise, it wouldn't have sold that well, right?
I just wonder, like, if Scarlet Head would have been like on the next Switch,
Or if it would have even had one more year of development.
Yeah, like I wonder if the performance of Scarlet being slightly improved would it have made the game more viable for people?
I think it absolutely would have. Yeah.
Let's go ahead and continue on now.
At number 6, we have Pokemon Sword and Shield. Go ahead and take your guess. Didn't sell too much more, but a little bit more.
That one I'm going to say is 28.
28.
I'm gonna go 26.
Because I bought that one 3 times.
26.5.
26.35.
Oh, so close.
It makes me sad that I haven't finished Sword and Shield.
The only thing I know about Sword and Shield is there's a character who has really dumb hair who looks like a sword.
I had
For me,
sword for a minute. No, I had shield for a minute.
My problem with Sword was it just didn't change enough for me.
Yeah.
It felt boring compared to like the last one. I came from Sun and Moon. I liked Sun and Moon a lot.
Oh, I loved Moon.
And I liked Sun and Moon more than I did Sword and Shield, but then I like Scarlet more than I did Sun and Moon, and it's weird.
Fair enough. At number 5, we're going to kind of go through these a little quickly because we're running low on time here. At number 5, we have Super Mario Odyssey. Go ahead and take your guess.
Well, and actually, I do that is like a question. I don't think DLC is considered into this list, unfortunately.
No,
it's
deals. This is just the sales of the game itself.
But go ahead. You said Mario Odyssey is number 8?
Yeah.
Number 5.
Mario Odyssey's number 5.
Ooh.
20. I'm gonna go 27 million.
27.
Do I keep saying 30 million because I keep
30 million. $1. $1, Bob.
Eventually this shit's gonna land, right? 30 million.
30 million.
28,210.
Shit!
Mario Odyssey is a great game.
I still need to beat it. Oh, I love it.
My only problem with Odyssey is some moons are easier to get than others, and they all kind of have the same weight.
Yeah, like some of the moons are like, oh yeah, just look, turn your camera to the left.
Yeah. But that said, it is still a fantastic game. I haven't
still need to
replayed
go
it since
back.
it came out.
I need to
but-
like do the last world, like the after you beat the game and all the extra moon like world at the end.
Found a piece of metal.
Oh. Thank you.
He just found some scrap metal. Now we're gonna melt it down. It's currently getting red molten hot. Oh no, Gabe! It's going. Oh God! Gabe just burnt a hole through the floor of his apartment.
I'm falling!
It's 1,000-degree. What's it called? 1,000-degree metal piece.
1,000-degree surprise, especially if you like aim it over the bed.
Oof, ouchie.
Oof, ouchie.
Especially if the bedroom is like underneath, like that would be like a terrible way to wake up. Like, oh, that's a good dream. Why am I suddenly feeling wet and burning?
My skin! My skin!
At number 4, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I would not have expected that to be number 4.
Take your guess.
35 million.
35 million.
I've said it every other time. I'm going to say it again. 30 million, Bob.
I don't know who wins here because it's 32,050.
It would be Melvin. Melvin would win that.
No,
He
Melvin.
went over like a bit.
Yeah.
Even though I went over the other one too before, so.
I do listen, despite my my vomit-induced hatred towards Tears of the Kingdom's story, I do find Tears of the Kingdom to be the better game of the two. But this doesn't surprise me. This was the launch title for the Switch, and honestly, probably...
What a hell of a way to start your fucking console.
Honestly, this is probably the single best game that could have sold the idea of the Switch. Just like this giant open world game running on a portable console.
Mhm.
Like, it would, because I don't know if I would have bought one if I didn't know, like, because if I would have seen like the portability on, I would have been like, oh, is this gonna be fucking mobile games, like phone games that are gonna be on this device? But no. Then when we went to the event, and I got my hands on it and got to play Breath of the Wild portable, or Splatoon 2. When we did Splatoon 2 at the Nintendo event, for context, I was at a Try It Early Switch Nintendo event in Chicago.
We had a press pass.
Yeah, we got press
way back in the day.
And I got to play Splatoon 2 portably, and it felt good.
Yeah, because at first we were kind of all worried that it was just going to be a Zelda machine.
It was specifically
one of our podcast episodes.
One of the old ones,
It was specifically, all of these other launch titles are looking not that good, buddy. But then eventually they all kind of did blossom into their own thing. Especially ARMS. I can't believe ARMS has such a demanding presence on social media.
ARMS was fun. I liked ARMS.
I can't believe it was such a cultural milestone, ARMS. The fact that EVO just had a massive ARMS tournament.
Didn't they not have one? Like, they tried to get one, but then it wasn't that popular, so they ended up not doing it.
Megan mentioned
the thing I was thinking too.
1-2 Switch, yeah.
We need cow milking tournaments in 1-2 Switch.
Oh
right
my
now,
god, that was my favorite. That one and the shaving one. Because it was like, and you got to feel the HD vibe. That was it. That was the epitome of the HD Rumble for me. Was just shaving my face.
Okay, so at number 3, we have Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Not a surprise.
30 million.
We're already above 30 million.
No, I'm joking.
Okay, I'm gonna say 40, maybe, because what are we, top 3? Yeah,
Top 3.
40 million, I would say.
I'm gonna go with 38.5.
That's so specific. It is 34,660.
Ooh.
God, we're stupid.
I mean, I just played this on stream randomly last night.
It's weird that like we keep thinking these numbers of millions. See, that's still a million people that had to buy this fucking game. Why are we assuming there's 4 million people that did
it? Smash Ultimate is, in my opinion, just the ultimate Smash Brothers. I don't really see much reason to play other Smash Brothers ever since this game came out, other than for just like nostalgia reasons. No, I am not a Melee like Evo, like Super God gamer. So, there is that. But
Tony did mention that Evo did a charity poll where the game with the most donations got in, and ARMS was a part of it, but didn't win.
I didn't mean to meme so hard on ARMS. Like, I do like ARMS, but I also recognize that ARMS could have gotten a better arm.
Could have gotten a leg race up on the competition.
There's a woman that kicked in the game.
Yeah, and she got into Smash Brothers, which is the current.
That's why she's here. Yeah, that's why she's in. Oh, yeah. But Smash Ultimate, I always had the fondest memory of like us getting it on the release day,
and me getting super stressed out because my stream wasn't working, and I was trying to stream it.
We were trying to do a big tournament, and I remember staying up at your apartment because I slept over, I think. And I stayed up all night unlocking like almost every single character.
Yeah.
And then because we originally the plan was we banked it on like someone else to bring the characters. They said they were going to do it. But I don't know why I didn't. I don't know why I just sat down. I was like, I'm just going to fucking just knock them out real quick. And thank God I did, because we ended up using my Switch for the tournament because the guy fell asleep.
I like Smash, but I'm a casual player when it comes to Smash or fighting games in general.
I still restart for that too.
Smash is like one of my most favorite like fighting games to play, other than like the Mortal Kombat series.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Smash, and I like all the characters that are included in Smash and stuff. Like, I have all the characters. And I don't play it as often as I should. I usually I can play it when I'm like with you guys, because I know honestly you guys aren't gonna go super hard on me. But
yes, I will. You're getting put in the dirt, motherfucker.
But like, I can
not to be mean, but when was the last time you won against us?
I haven't. That's the thing. But I mean, like, just casually, like I like it as a casual fighter game.
Unfortunately, I don't. When Gabe and I were playing it a lot, it became Bloodsport a lot. Like, we did not fuck around. It makes me so mad that you got so fucking lucky with your character DLC pick that like some of your favorite characters are some of the best characters in the game.
Yeah, Pyra. I just played the game on stream last night.
I'm not trying to dog you on that either. No. It's just, God, what are the luckiest motherfucker ever. Like,
I played the game on stream just last night, and even I was like, damn, these hitboxes for Pyra are extremely generous. Like, why is it that like my favorite game franchise got this DLC character that is like so
That is like
broken.
number 2 or 1 in like the tier list. I think
Yeah.
Steve is number 1 still. But like, I'm just over here sad because I was in Little Mac main, and Little Mac main is only better than Ganon.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, on stream last night, I played as Pyre and Mithra and got my shit kicked in by a Little Mac. So,
I'm trying to remember who I made.
He can't. I mean, you still can get your shit kicked in by Little Mac anytime you want.
No, not by
That's
you.
because I'm an aerial Mac now, baby.
I would always play Ike. That's who I would play, was Ike.
That's what my brother liked.
Bit of a
play a lot
surprising
of.
pick, honestly.
I'm
you two, you think?
I like Ike's play style. I like how
Big
he uses a sword. Yeah, I'm a sword fighter. That's just what I am. I like how Ike plays. I like his down B, his where he throws the sword up and he just smashes.
Oh yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
And then what is it? His block too. He can do like
The
a really
counter?
good the counter.
Yeah.
I'm so good at the counter. I think I'm good at the counter, but
I like,
you guys would probably say not.
If you ever want to try like a different version of Ike, Cloud used to play a lot like Ike back in Smash 4.
Mm.
But now like Cloud's a very good jumping off point. I agree that a lot of my choices definitely got affected by the fact that DLC released. This is coming from Tony Pizza TV, who used to play Yoshi until Smash introduced Melee, or DLC, not Melee.
Smash introduced Melee.
And until Smash introduced Melee, then he just played Mewtwo from Melee. But it's like the DLC characters, I think as a whole, I'm very pleased with how the DLC passes came out.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
can't-
obviously, there's some characters I don't know anything about, but when I take a step back and I look at that roster, I don't think there's, some people will disagree, but I don't think there's a single character on that roster that doesn't deserve the spot. The closest thing is Byleth, but even then, I'm like, whatever, I can make a pass.
Especially
for
because
it.
their game came out like recently when
Yeah.
that was released, so it would make sense. Let's keep going on that list because it is.
Yeah, we're fucking going for years on this topic.
But I mean, hey, it's a good show so far.
Rank number 2, Animal
me.
Crossing New Horizons.
I am
This
not
is a
surprised.
big
not
jump.
surprised. That's 40. No, that's 50 million.
That's probably 50, 55, I'd say. I'm
Okay,
going
not that
55.
big. 45,850.
because everyone was locked in.
It came out literally like a week.
I'm
into
entirely
lockdown.
convinced Nintendo caused COVID just to release it. What a fucking marketing campaign, guys.
Yeah, right. Oh my god. Animal Crossing. That was New Horizon was the first one that I got, and I loved it. I love Animal Crossing New Horizons. I wish I would play it more because I'm mostly on my PC, but Animal Crossing New Horizons was like my absolute bread and butter with the Switch.
When I had free time, like, I was able to pop it open once a day, it worked. But when I lost that free time, I unfortunately stopped playing Animal Crossing.
Mhm. I totally did or did not have a Bell selling service. May or may not have had that, and may or may not have had sold millions and millions of bells to people.
I mean, if you load up, before I sold my Switch, if you loaded up my island, it was specifically loaded with foreign fruit, so that way I could farm it for all the money I could.
Yeah,
What about
Nukazon was
you?
a thing too.
What made you stop playing it?
Maybe because I clocked 400 hours into the game and
Yeah,
I ran out of things to do.
That does that.
I played the game, I shit you not, every single day for 3 months straight because I didn't end up going back to work when the lockdown started for quite a while. So I played it every single day, 3 months straight. I literally got my island to 5 stars. I had nearly every tile of the overworld full of something. Like every tile had something on it. Like
Mhm.
not necessarily like cluttered, but like every portion of my island had like a little purpose. There was like a park. There was like, I had like all these fountains by the museum. I had like this intricate like water maze for some reason because I was bored with the terraforming tool.
Megan said that New Horizons felt like a unique experience from any other game in the series because of the DIY mechanic without feeling like it abandoned the premise.
Yeah.
It was a very good premise, and I just wish it was. I wish they would have made it like where the state of the game is at now, like with everything that was added in from like the previous entries. I kind of just wish that's how the game launched.
Yeah. It did take a while for the game to have, And also the DLC for it was decent. It wasn't
I
the best
don't know
thing
too
ever.
much about
The DLC was
unfortunately.
kind of okay.
I was just
Yes.
aware that they added like a lot of features in back from like the 3DS Animal Crossing back into
I
this
wish
one.
they would add more
I haven't played it or seen anything
because like I liked some of the updates that they came out with, but like
They only updated it for like a year or two.
yeah, they didn't update it long, and it kind of makes me sad because like I enjoyed New Horizons, I enjoyed playing it, but
even if it's like a small team, I'm surprised they wouldn't be keep that thing alive.
it just
considering,
kind of
like-
seems like
No,
now
it's not
yeah.
a small team.
Oh, I mean, like no, like even like now, like with the fact that they're not updating it. What I was saying was, even if it's a small team,
Working on it.
I'm surprised you don't just have like a team keeping your internal, because like Animal Crossing is almost eternal.
Mhm.
Like every Animal Crossing, almost like there's probably still people who play the GameCube Animal Crossing to this day.
But it just kind of feels sad that they put 1 year into it and then they dumped it. That's what it feels like, at least.
Yeah.
And like I there's a couple games where I guess you can just like pump in a year's worth of content and then just drop it. Like it'll work that way. But I felt like New Horizons shouldn't have been that game.
I guess I think I would have been more okay with it too. Like I would understand if they would have made it like expansion packs.
Where is the Animal Crossing Battle Pass?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
How many Nook loans can you pay off at the end of the season?
All right, let's move on to the number one selling game. First of all, you probably already saw it.
No, I didn't see it.
Did you see what name it was?
Oh, the name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Okay, do you just take a guess? What game do you think it is, Mel? Because you don't have access to the computer. What do you think is the best-selling Switch game?
Is it actually like a game?
Yeah.
Was it a release date or release title?
Yeah, it's out. I mean, it's sold.
Well, no. I was saying it
Like,
was.
did it go
Did it
with the
release
Switch?
with the Switch?
Oh,
it's probably Mario Kart.
yes.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a complicated question because yes and no. It's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now guess the number.
62 million.
I was going to say 60 million.
This motherfucker did some research. 62,900,000.
Wow. Right on the money almost.
Just 900,000 people off. Sorry, 900,000 people I didn't account for.
No, those are 900,000 people that'll never subscribe to Pixel Pulse. Look at what you've done.
Can't believe it.
If you or a loved one were a part of the 900,000 people he forgot, please call this hotline.
At 1-800.
You may be compensated to me telling you I'm sorry in that exact tone over the phone,
I love
but it'll
Mario
be like
Kart.
really distorted. So it'll be like
Automated AI apology YouTuber.
it'll be like calling Kratos over the phone, which you can still do, by the way, if you look it up.
I don't want to talk to Kratos.
It's a God of War thing you unlocked. If you completed the game 100%, they give you a phone number to call.
That's
and he
funny.
talks to you, and you can still call him. I'll call and talk to Kratos later.
I don't want to talk to Kratos.
You better be
Kratos and I are not on
you better
talking
be
terms.
you better be good, or else I'll call Kratos.
All right. well,
We're gonna make these quicker, and then we're gonna pretty much wrap up here
Yeah.
soon.
So let's move on at long fucking last from my topic to the pop culture segment. So for those who don't know what our show is all about, the first half of the show, we're going to all bring forth one topic, whatever the fuck we want to talk about related to game news. And then in the second half of the show, we have the pop culture segment and the grab bag segment. Pop culture will be not necessarily movie related. It could be. And then grab bag will be something totally stupid and can be literally anything that we want to do. Some skit, some quiz, like during the like the whatever, we had like a quiz about France.
Mhm.
Yeah, like,
the France.
in the pilot I just gave them a bunch of random trivia knowledge I had off my head. So I mean, I was gonna go ahead and give Gabe an entire breakdown of the French Revolution, which go ahead and give me a French flag in the chat a baguette in the chat if you guys want to see that. But eventually, but I think today we're gonna talk about VAs instead.
Yeah. So there was a video by a YouTuber by the name of SaberSpark, who put out a really good video that I highly recommend you take some time to listen to if you haven't.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
There's baguettes. Oh, let's go.
It's about an hour long, but it's definitely worth your time to listen to. It is a comprehensive video talking about the downfall of voice acting in movies, games, etc., etc. You know, where did this all come from? And so I just figured we could talk a little bit pop culture wise just about, we already did a little bit today, but just thoughts on voice actors, the current state of media, and stuff like that. But to give a summary of the Saberspark video, basically what he concluded was ever since Aladdin in 1992, when they included Robin Williams as Genie, Hollywood then began to really start to push for celebrity voice actors to take over the roles of already established actors. And it's not necessarily Robin Williams' fault. He wasn't the sole reason why, but because of the success of Aladdin, it had a lot to do with the Genie's inclusion. Being
and a lot of merchandise and stuff like that.
A lot of merchandising related to Robin Williams and stuff like that. We've now found ourselves in situations like with the Mario movie where, Charles Martinet, the world record holder for most appearances as a singular character in any form of video game, or I think media in general.
Arguably the reason why the record's even made is because of him.
Right. For, his performance as Mario. He didn't get to have the role of Mario during the Mario movie. And then also
Koopas.
We have, Chris Pratt obviously taking the role just because he's a more recognizable, name. And then you have something like the Borderlands movie, which is just like some of the worst casting ever in the history of movies and cinema.
It's so tasteless.
And
It's like,
yeah.
It's. I heard a joke that got me real well today. It's like Jamie Lee Curtis struggles so hard to kill Michael Myers, but at least we know she can kill her career.
It's such it's just like, I don't know, because it's so hard to really like any of those kind of movies that are like all star-studded casts.
Yeah.
Because like, sure, some of them, they build up hype, and a lot of them, like especially the Borderlands movie, like all star-studded cast with everyone that you could know off the back of your hand. And they're like, oh yeah, all these people are in this movie, come watch the movie. And then obviously it flops, and then everyone's all like, oh, well, why'd the movie flop? Like, I feel like there's a lot of people that don't connect that movies that have an all-star cast just don't, like, sometimes they're just not good.
I feel like the executives, if they cast all the major roles as, widely known celebrity actors, I feel like they have little faith in the movie to sell itself or whatever it is, right?
Well, I guess part of that too is Disney did experience success when they would put like who was Buzz Lightyear and Woody?
Oh,
I think it was Tim Allen and
it was Tim Allen and
I can't remember his name. I know
Bruce
who he
Willis.
is. The guy that did the Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, yeah. We were all like, we know him. He's off the tip of our tongue.
I could picture his
But like,
face.
I guess, can you blame Disney for wanting to put more stars into their roles when like Aladdin took off with Robin Williams?
Here's the thing. If it's like one or two, sure. But like, the thing is when you the difference between a voice actor, let's say, I'm just going to purely throw this out, not, I don't know anything that you don't know, but let's say Joe Zisha, voice of Claude in Fire Emblem Three Houses, is starring in a movie or whatever, right?
I mean,
his paycheck is going to look, hypothetical numbers here, like, let's say 50,000 versus if, they got fucking Terry Crews to do that, we're talking 50 million, right? Like the cost of what it takes to hire a celebrity actor into these roles, the movie has to do obscenely well for it to make up
and
for this.
that's also a part of it too, where it's like my eye and my vision, the way I look at like acting and directing and stuff like that, when you're doing an actual live action film, you are hiring these specific actors who are your dolls to look and portray these specific characters that you want to stand on your set and do these things. I think you should not need star power to do voice acting. I think voice acting should be interchangeable. I think voice actors provide their medium and do their medium the way they can do their medium. And I think that's what should be recognized more than anything. And I think also that voice actors should be paid just as much as movie stars if an animated property is just as popular as a live action property.
So the thing with that is celebrities like Kevin Hart have a lot more negotiating power.
True. True.
The executives want Kevin Hart. The executives don't necessarily want Joe Zisha, right? Like Joe Zisha's agent recommended him to this role, and the executive is like, okay, but then the executive's like, but I want Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
And if Kevin Hart wants 30 million, we can give him 30. He wants 40 million.
It's
and
like
that is a problem. That is like a bigger problem that's happening. I wasn't trying to downplay that. I was just more so saying that I think voice actors deserve a bit more respect.
They do.
For what they do.
I agree with that because everyone likes to prioritize like a famous face.
I think if you're going to use an animated character and you're going to use their voice, I think that voice that is specifically given to that anime character should be paid out. Like for you mentioned Joe, I'm going to mention Rotillo because I can't pronounce Seizure correctly. Joe Seizure. Essentially, I think I lost track of what I was going to say. It's gone.
I was gonna, you know what? I can just interject real quick because
I was cooking.
So I'm just gonna go back to Mortal Kombat because Mortal Kombat always has, like characters from like The Boys or from like horror movies and stuff like that. Like,
but they don't actually have Anthony Starr doing the voice.
Yeah, like they don't have the actual people.
Yeah,
doing the
it's
voice.
weird that they're using his likeness, but they're not gonna let him.
Yeah,
do
so
that,
they can get the like. I want to know how that works.
But I also think like if you watch the Aladdin cartoon, not the movie, it's Homer Simpson that's the voice of the genie in that.
Megan says, when the casting becomes less about the authentic character portrayal and more about viewers know who Kevin Hart is, so let's cast him, that's a problem.
That is a very big problem. I think that is exactly one of the big downfalls for the Borderlands movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I did not need to see Jamie Lee Curtis be my favorite character from the game.
And I didn't need to hear Jack Black as
Claptrap. And
I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I like Jack Black. I like what he does. He's a very entertaining person, but like it just did not feel like it was a role for him. Like,
well, it just, from what I've seen of it, because I've watched some, like, I haven't watched the movies. I don't want to give them money, but I've seen people pirate a lot of it and record it on like their phones, and I've watched some of the segments, and it, not to sound cringe, but the fucking movie is cringe, kind of. But
it's not a good.
It just felt like no one was trying. It felt like an old Ula Bowl video game adaptation movie that was like dog shit.
It felt like no one knew what they were doing.
Apparently, it was already written beforehand. By the way,
really,
that it was apparently made before, like when like Borderlands 2 was still prominent.
Really?
Yeah. It was recorded. Apparently, it's been done for a few years now. But they just didn't release it.
Well,
which is why? Why wouldn't you release it when the game was relevant?
I mean, like
Borderlands is still relevant today, but it's not as relevant as it was before.
Because Borderlands 3 was pretty fun. I liked Borderlands 3. I thought it was okay, but like
it's not Borderlands 2.
It's not Borderlands 2. It's also not. I agree with the kind of relevancy right now, because I would agree that Borderlands is not relevant as of right now, because there's not an announcement for a new game. There's not an announcement for new DLC for Borderlands. Like, it's had its 50 minutes of fame. You know what I mean? Like, it's had its time.
I think this series is just done. Like, they just aren't.
I would like to see if they could come back with a Borderlands 4 and make it good, because Borderlands 3 wasn't the best game. It wasn't the best in the series. Obviously, Borderlands 2 takes that. But like, if they could come up with one more game and kind of bring it back to the Borderlands 2-ish era, then I think it'd be fine. But I don't know what they can do with the storyline right now, because the storyline's just kind of, it is what it is.
I don't think I want to see a Borderlands 4, because then it'll be a live service game.
Okay, that's fair. I could see that.
It'll just be Destiny.
It's mostly single player though.
No, it's co-op.
It's co-op.
It was Destiny before Destiny.
Yeah.
I've never played Borderlands. The only thing I know about Borderlands is I think Borderlands 2 has like a Minecraft Easter egg.
Yeah. It's a fun Easter egg.
You can get like a creeper head.
Yeah. and like you can get like a crossbow.
Well, let's continue on with what you're talking about with the Saber Spark stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I just wanted to generally talk about the state of voice acting, not necessarily.
I think it's very much
recite
like
this whole video, but
Yeah.
I think voice actors should be paid more. I think that video games should not be taking it from the Hollywood movies at all. Like, we're seeing so many movies get these balloon budgets and fail real hard, and we're seeing so many games do the same exact thing where they're getting these balloon budgets and fail really hard. I think there needs to be a point where we're going back to smaller releases, and then maybe every once in a while we're taking a big risk.
yeah, I agree. I think, in a general sense, when it comes to celebrity voice acting, like specifically when it comes to voice acting, like celebrities, there's a reason why they are good at what they do for on-screen camera acting.
Right.
But voice acting is, I might sound a little pretentious here.
No, I mean,
apologize.
you
but
are the one you took classes and studied this.
voice
It's okay.
acting is a completely different set of skills.
I was gonna say, because like I think the way that I think of like voice acting versus an actor is like an actor is portraying something while the voice actor is like the voice of.
Well, for me,
That's
it's like
my perspective, at least.
an actor is physically conveying their emotion.
An actor has to know how to emote with their body.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A voice actor only has their voice to go off of.
Yeah.
And that's the major difference. I think it needs to be looked at.
Yeah.
It's like one of the biggest examples I think of is when Peter Dinklage was Ghost from Destiny.
Yeah. That's a big one.
Where it was
actually.
very stiff because Peter Dinklage is actually a very good actor.
But he's not.
But he was
a good voice
he was
actor.
very stiff for Ghost.
Yeah.
It was weird.
So for
Maybe
for
they are
you,
from
when
the moon.
Destiny came, or when the first Destiny came out, Peter Dinklage was the original voice of Ghost.
Tyrion Lannister.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I just want to make
And
sure.
so when he came out, he was very just kind of bland with his voice. He's like, "Oh, this is where we're going. We're
Which is,
doing this."
I
now."
also will say it's not fair to him
it's not,
because the role was a lifeless, emotionless robot.
but
Also, Tony Pizza says, 12 days, it's going to be on digital,
yeah, 12 days from now, the Borderlands,
which
movie's
is
gonna be
insane because it
digital.
came out on the 8th
Yeah.
or 9th. It was on your birthday almost.
Yeah. But regardless, like the voice acting from Peter Dinklage is a great actor, but his voice acting was just not on par with what people wanted it to be.
And then they
So-
replaced them with the everyman, Nolan North.
Yeah, they replaced him with someone that was just better at sounding in that aspect, and everyone fell in love with the new Ghost. And I still kind of miss Dinklebot personally. I miss Dinklebot, but otherwise, I think it's fine. I wish that I wish I would have gotten more of Dinklebot personally because I thought it was just so funny and so bland. But I can see why people were all like, "Hey, like this is just not what I want for my game of Destiny." You know what I mean? It's just I can see the difference between like a good actor but a bad voice actor and a bad voice actor but a good actor. Like,
And it's like you can also take another good example for why like a good actor too for voice acting is Nolan North is 2 characters in Destiny. He takes over for Cade before Cade is removed from the game because Nathan Fillion was real too busy to record his lines for Destiny 2, which is why they killed Cade off and they used Nolan North as a replacement for him. Because Nolan North and Nathan Fillion are very similar in voice cadence.
yeah.
Do you see this being an ongoing problem and getting worse with video games where they're going to implement more stars?
With video games,
Like Mulder from X-Files being in Area 51?
I mean, we're going to always see it, I think, to some extent, just because of the quote-unquote selling power that including a celebrity in your game will include. And, like, I don't mean this in any kind of negative way. I love Keanu Reeves, but what the fuck was he doing in Cyberpunk as himself?
It was kind of unnecessary.
Yeah.
He was Johnny Silverhand.
Johnny
But
Silverhand was kind of unnecessary.
Why did they go through the effort of making him look like Keanu Reeves? I love Keanu Reeves as an actor, but it always felt super weird to me because you can, with a voice, you can make them look like anything. Why would you want me to break my immersion and be like, that's Keanu Reeves? Wait, no, that's actor Keanu. He's guy from
That's Keanu Reeves' OC stand-in.
Yeah, because he fell in love with the game so much that he was like, "Oh, I need to be in this game now." Like, I guess
is that the story behind it?
No,
No.
there's the reason why I'm mildly defending Johnny Silverhands is because I've beaten the game and I actually kind of liked his presence in the game.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying that the character itself is bad. It's just like,
I get that it can be immersion breaking seeing Keanu Reeves.
and then there's like the whole premise of like Death Stranding, where like, isn't it like the majority
Norman
of the
Reedus,
cast
yeah,
is-
it's like it's all like
it's a
Norman
star-studded
Reedus,
cast.
Mads Mikkelsen, or I can't remember his name. If it's Mikkelsen, he was the one that played Hannibal from the TV show. If you like Hannibal Lecter,
They had what was the late night show host that one, the really popular ginger? I can't remember his name.
oh Conan O'Brien,
Yeah, Conan was in there.
yeah, like
Yeah,
there's a lot of like different like actors, and that was Hideo Kojima because Hideo Kojima tends to make his games into movies, and vice versa.
real quick, according to according to the gamer, Keanu Reeves loved playing the voice actor, and he said that the people at CD Projekt Red are friggin' amazing in air quotes, and that's the only reason why he really wanted to take up Johnny Silverhand.
Well, I mean, again, him doing the voice, I think Keanu Reeves fit the role perfectly. I guess this specific thing that I'm saying is a completely separate,
Well,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Just,
it's
why does
still
he
like
look like Keanu Reeves?
Yeah,
is
yeah.
more what I'm
it's
getting
still like I get where you're coming from, where it's like it's still immersion breaking,
Yeah.
because he very much is just Keanu Reeves.
Like we could have.
It wasn't a different character. It was Keanu Reeves was in the game, is what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, now, I wonder, would you have liked it better if it was Keanu Reeves voicing a unique character that wasn't? Yeah, so.
Yeah.
so like I mean, this also kind of goes in hand with like Sam Witwer from Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
I mean, like he does all sorts of voice acting, and when he was in The Force Unleashed, he was the main character. Of course, they modeled him after the main character.
Yeah. Are
then-
you about to tell the story of how he got his role?
No, I was just going off on saying like he's a good actor and a good voice actor too.
He got the role for Star Killer because he was able to actually, if you want to move it on to the grad bag, you can.
No, keep going.
I'm going to say, for this, with him, he actually talked about when he went to did this auditions and casting for Star Killer on Star Wars Force Unleashed.
This story.
He made it a point as an actor to do the meditation different. And like when the Jedi is meditating, you're usually calm. He made sure to make it to where Star Killer looked like he was just frustrated because he would never have been taught to meditate properly. And it was like the fact that he had that foresight as a fan and as an actor to convey that into his performance as well. Because eventually the downside, like also with your VA and stuff like that in video games, is more and more we're pushing towards that bodysuit acting and stuff like that too.
Oh, motion capture.
Yeah, motion capture and like doing that as well. So I guess I don't know how you feel about that one or where your relation to
mocap makes sense. Most games have, at least to some extent, mocap based animation. Xenoblade uses mocap animation, as a matter of fact. It's very unpolished, which is why it looks like shit half the time.
Also, more like the ones that like where they animate the faces into.
Yeah, that happens too. I think Metal Gear Solid was mocapped. Many games have resulted to mocap, and I think it makes it easier on the animators. It makes it easier on the actors.
I think it can definitely bring out the performances a lot too.
Yeah. So, like for that kind of stuff, there are specific actors who are really good at doing mocap, and it is becoming more and more of like a requirement to do mocap. But yeah, I think in general, it's complicated.
Yeah.
There's goods and bads to all of it, but I just wanted to briefly talk about voice acting.
Which, I mean, it was a very good thing to bring up. I think
we're going to move on to grab bag now. I don't know who's got grab bag, but it's not me.
I got a grab bag.
Do you have one? Thank God. Exactly.
Yeah, so if you don't have one, I got one. So, all right, in the grab bag section, this is just kind of a spin-off of what you had
on the pod.
talked about once before. But what is like your go-to?
I've talked about everything, baby.
Yeah, right. What is your go-to drink while you game? Like, what do you like to drink? Do you like to drink Mountain Dew? Do you like to drink water,
the blood
tea,
of my enemies?
the blood of your enemies?
Come.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
to the pizza parlor and have soda.
I love soda at the pizza parlor. So I guess just like for me, like I'm usually a big soda drinker when it comes to like.
I am going to accelerate so many kidney stones.
Yeah, I feel that. I drink so much soda. I'm trying to cut back on it.
I usually try to drink a gallon of water, but then I also drink a lot of soda.
Yeah, soda is just kind of like my
I'm
thing.
so bad about soda, but I've been trying to cut down because I'm accidentally going to become hot by not drinking soda anymore.
I'm always hot.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Stop that. Stop that.
I said the word come once and that's it.
You said it twice now.
Now they're fiending. Oh God. No.
But
get the vacuum away from me.
What kind of, I guess then like just straining off of that, like what kind of soda do you drink? Like
for a moment I thought you said ranch, and I was like, we are not talking about ranch soda.
Oh my God, I've had ranch soda though.
It's fucking awful.
Ranch soda sounds
it
like
is
an absolute
terrible.
It sounds awful.
It was Quinn.
Flaming hot Mountain Dew.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Flaming hot Mountain Dew is the worst soda I've ever had.
Terrible.
I took a sip of it, I think on stream. I couldn't tell you what stream it was. It was just randomly. I took one sip, spat it out, dumped the bottle down the drain.
It's not a good thing.
Did you drink it cold or warm?
Probably cold. I don't remember.
I had it cold and it was still pretty bad.
I had it both warm and cold.
I remember it tasted like liquid cinnamon.
It tasted like someone poured a bunch of non-alcoholic Fireball into my Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not a good Mountain Dew.
I say my usual soda choices are I like going with Faygo. Faygo is a soda that's made up in the Midwest or a lot around here. Michigan, I think, is actually where it's bottled. I like Rock and Rye a lot because, after a while when I poop, it makes it all red and it makes me concerned for my life.
I never knew that Rock and Rye was a thing until you mentioned it.
Oh, it's good. It's very good. It's like you've had it before, I think, too. If you were living with me at one point. I say if because I'm not sure if that's I say if because I'm not sure if that's my bad.
You're good.
How bad was it when I was?
I'm just trying to. No one knows what's happening when I don't say anything, but I'm trying to communicate with them because he was like drifting away from his microphone. So I was trying to get him to
more into the cushions.
I was trying to get him to like come back to Earth, but he kept like just drifting into the outer atmosphere.
Slowly sucked away into the void of the stars.
I'm very partial into trying every new Mountain Dew flavor that I can find. I'm a big Mountain Dew drinker, but anytime that there's like a new flavor that comes out, I'm always like, oh yeah, I got to try this now. I got to figure out what this flavor tastes like. And I would say I've gone through at least a majority of all the Mountain Dew flavors that are available to us, at least.
I think lately my go-to has been Cherry Coke. Now, I guess to piggyback onto your question here, do you have specific fast food combinations that you do sodas with? Like say for me, whenever I go to Burger King, I always get Surge.
Every time.
Beer plus the Mountain Dew, all in the same cup.
If I'm okay, so I guess it depends per restaurant.
Why?
I'm joking.
It depends.
No, you're not.
I guess for me, it depends on the restaurant because, like, if I'm going to Taco Bell, I'm strictly getting Baja Blast. But if I'm going to like KFC, they have the Sweet Lightning Mountain Dew, which I'm specifically getting.
So if it's a console exclusive fast food
Pretty
soda,
much,
you're gonna stick with.
No, because McDonald's, anytime I have McDonald's, I only get Coke.
I prefer the PS4 version of Pepsi.
Yeah, right.
I did like the PS4 version of Pepsi.
The PS Pepsi.
The Pepsi with lime.
There was a random tangent when I was playing Smash Brothers on stream. There was someone whose username was Hot Pepsi.
That's a good name. Hot Pepsi.
I imagine that just makes your teeth feel weird after drinking that.
Like it's slightly microwaved.
Ooh.
I was thinking of like a Mountain Dew hot Cheeto Pepsi.
I was thinking a Mountain Dew or like a Pepsi left inside of a car in the sun.
Oh yeah. like a boiled Pepsi.
Yeah.
No, that's awful.
That's my gamer drink. That's what I.
Hot Pepsi.
I like oven warmed Pepsi.
Oven warmed Pepsi, please.
Please feed me that.
Go to a restaurant and be like, hey, can you just like?
I will
nuke
say
my
I've been
Pepsi?
wanting to try I wanted to try Sneak back in the day. Did you ever see Sneak Energy?
Yeah, I know Sneak Energy. Yeah,
Like Sneak was one I had a lot of interest in trying. They had like an 8-bit lemonade flavor that was really cool.
I'm a big fan of Gamer Subs.
I thought about trying Gamer Subs. There was
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
We're not actually sponsored by anyone, but except for this plate. No, I'm joking. I was gonna say this dick, but unfortunately, that's not. Nice.
But I like Gamer Subs because I like their flavors, and I like that. I like how they have 2 different types. You can get the 100 servings, or you can get the 30 servings. I like their flavors personally. I have a lot of their flavors. I have a lot of their cups even, and that's for my degeneracy, admittedly. But
there was one cup they almost got me on, but then they said no, this is a limited time cup.
yeah,
Sorry,
their cups are limited time.
I was
too.
like, you almost would have had me if you guys would have just sold me this one Emeru cup.
Yeah, but they also have. Yeah, like they got a lot of content creators and stuff like that support them, that advertise for them and stuff like that. I've gotten caught by a couple of people that are like my favorite, like VTubers or YouTubers, that I've used their coupon codes to get stuff through there because they get 10% or it's 10% off for every code that you, or for the code that you use. And so sometimes I just support X creator because I just want to, because I like I like that creator or whatever. I always love their flavors, and there's been a couple creators that I've gotten their content creator cups.
So according to you, they're actually good.
I like them.
Okay.
I like their flavors.
They're just like another like powder drink company too. Like,
Okay.
If it's something that
I've never had them.
if I don't want an energy drink and I want something that's better for me, that's not like a Monster.
I really want to try one of those flavored water ones where you put like the aroma canister on the top of the water bottle.
Yeah, I've been seeing all of those.
Have you seen those at all, Gabe?
There's like an aroma cap that you put in it.
There's like a little pouch you'll put in, and what it is when you go to drink the water, the smell of it will hit your nose, and it'll make it taste like strawberry because you're smelling strawberries or like some sort of like flavor that you're smelling. It's all based like on your sense of taste.
I think it's like
through the smell.
What are they called? Like Circle or something like that?
Yeah,
Like it's
Circle with a K.
Walmart, yeah. It's like Circle or something.
You could you can go support Mr. Beast with Circle.
No, stop it. No, but I would want to try one of those too, with those Circle bottles, because those sound interesting. Because I think it's filtered water too. Like it's got a filter in it, doesn't it?
I think that I don't know about that part.
Okay,
I'm not gonna go further into speculation on that one, but
that's fair. Because I
just know that I just know there's scent pouches you can put in. I assume you put your own water in there. I'm assuming it's your own purified water.
Okay, because it looks like, I mean, if I'm thinking of the bottle correctly, it looks like there's like a big white metal. Not metal, but like a big.
That could also just be the straw.
That's true. Yeah, that could also.
Like,
you know what? Maybe if I think more logically about this.
No, it's fine. I'm just. Oh, the water bottle I just fucking picked. No, it's okay. Keep going.
No, you're good. It's okay.
The water bottle came off when I picked it up.
Oh,
it's okay. None of the water spilled.
It did a little bit, but
did it a little bit. Oh yeah, here's another one. What about that GameStop thing that you talked about? The lightsaber lamp?
Yeah, very briefly. There was, do you want to read that? What like GameStop's like they posted this on their Facebook. I don't know if they posted it anywhere else.
No, they posted it on their Twitter.
It's on their Twitter.
This was like an official post from them.
So go ahead and read the legal letter from GameStop's legal team, word for word, please.
So
what?
For verbatim, this is what this says. Attention customers, we regret to inform you that GameStop is currently investigating an incident in store number blah, 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 where a lightsaber has been found with an unauthorized sticker. I will add real quick, the sticker said, for rectal use only. It seems someone had mischievously decided to label our Darth Vader mini lightsaber light for a use far beyond galactic battles. While we appreciate enthusiasm about our products, let's be clear. Lightsabers are designed for epic duels and imaginative adventures, not for any other creative uses suggested by unapproved labeling. Rest assured, we're on it, ensuring that all lightsabers stay free from misleading disclaimers. We're committed to maintaining the integrity of our products and the safety of our customers. If you have information regarding the customer who took the use the force a bit too far, please reach out to GameStop CEO Ryan Cohen. May the force and common sense be with us all.
Sincerely, GameStop legal team.
Sincerely, GameStop legal team.
This, I don't know if this was a shit post designed by GameStop.
My favorite
or
part
if
is
this was
you said
real,
shit
but-
post. On
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
It has to be shitpost, but like
no,
they posted this on Maine.
This is clearly retaliation for GameStop shutting down Game Informer.
Obviously,
Yeah.
making lightsabers for rectal use only. That's so funny because like you posted this in the Discord and I was all like, "There's no way that's real." And then I clicked the link.
The worst
and it
part
took
is
me
that's
directly there.
That was the second time I saw that. I did not know that you would posted it in the Discord server.
I
till
was like,
got
"Oh
here.
my god, it's so real!" And like, I hope for everything's sake that it's just like a shit post because I love companies that shit post and like they just don't care about their shit posts.
Especially now that GameStop's
How do
like
you
on the
do,
way
fellow
out.
gamer?
Yeah. But as long as they're not doing that hello, how do you do, fellow gamer type shit.
That's literally what
My
it is.
name is Wendy's. Buy a Wendy burger.
Yeah.
I will subscribe to your twitch.tv.
Yeah, like stuff like that when they actually
for
just
real?
kind of go out
Wendy's
and shit
did
post.
do that, yeah.
Yeah,
They subscribe to you?
Not me. They
Oh.
I think it was Rubber Ross. They tried a campaign where they kept gifting subs.
It was
buy
Wendy's?
a Baconator.
and Mountain Dew, I think Mountain Dew tried doing it too. They had Mountain Dew had a thing to where if you mentioned their name, they would like host your channel or something back in the day.
Mountain Dew!
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
I don't think Twitch does hosting anymore.
Come
No,
on, you
shit.
three guys that are hanging out.
Mountain Dew. Come on, Mountain Dew. I know you're there.
Yeah,
The
come on,
Three
Mountain Dew.
I can
the
hear
three
you.
guys that make the Mountain Dew. That's it. There's just three dudes that sit around in a factory all day.
Mountain Dew and John.
Mountain don't.
Well, I think that is a fantastic thing to touch up on and leave with Osgari.
The awesome Gary.
Awesome Gary. Awesome Gary. Anyways, Agari, where can we find you at?
You could find me at me fucking up the headset real quick. You can find
Flip
me
it
at.
other way around.
Oh yeah, you're right.
There you go.
I knew it. I figured it out. You can find me at twitch.tv/Agari_Uchu. That's
________.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, you could find me there. You could find me on YouTube at Agari Uchu. You can find me on Twitter at Agari Uchu as well. But I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. As of right now, that's my schedule. But my school starts for me tomorrow as of this recording, so Thursdays are going to change.
What's your Sunday schedule since you're here right now?
So usually my Sunday schedule, oh yeah, I forgot because I'm doing podcasts. But usually my Sunday schedule is about 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's just usually when it starts when I'm not doing the podcast, but when I'm doing the podcast, I'm here.
Okay.
What about you, Melbo? Gabo?
Melbo.
Melbo?
Why? What? No, I'm not. I'm going to ask you. No.
Okay.
No.
Fine.
No.
My name.
No.
My name is Douglas. Everyone here calls me Gabriel because that's what I had them believe my name was. But
Gabriel Douglas.
the truth come out. The rumor come out. Is his name actually Douglas? No. But welcome. You're actually if you're watching on Twitch, you're already on my Twitch channel. This is to start off, we're going to be using my Twitch channel, but then eventually we may make its own Twitch channel for Pixel Pulse. I can't speak. I play video games whenever I have the energy to do so, but I do so at like 1 a.m. because I'm a heathen and work second shifts. So if you or a loved one are diagnosed with why are you still up, then you should stop by my stream, and it would be fun, maybe, unless you're watching me play Monkey Ball, in which you will hear me say a lot of bad words. But thankfully, Monkey Ball's done. So,
Oh, boo!
I've finished it last night.
He's not until the DLC comes out.
Maybe if it gets DLC.
Monkey DLC.
Yeah. Monkey.
Quit monkeying around.
I will say, for those who are watching on Twitch, though, this isn't necessarily promoting myself, but there is also a YouTube version of the stream happening. And I guess the YouTube stream, there's a Twitch stream happening. Twitch is currently at twitch.tv/GabrielSurgeVA. If you want to watch on YouTube or otherwise check the VOD afterwards, head to youtube.com/@gaming-outlet-video. If you type the little @ symbol, you can find channels, even if they don't have unique URLs like ours, because we're a little bit small for that. But Gaming Outlet Video is where all of our videos are going to be hosted for VODs. But also, I think our dear friend Melbo may also be working on some stuff for the future of Gaming Outlet as well.
So we have a few video essays going on in preparation for Gaming Outlet's channel on YouTube. Unfortunately, I'm not a streamer like the other two are. I live in country
Fucking
Bumpkinville. Tell that to my internet. Unless you guys want to see 480p Minesweeper gameplay, I can make that happen.
Sounds
maybe
fire. Give it like a CRT filter so it looks even shitty.
make them think I'm playing on an Atari 2600.
Yeah.
But realistically, I'm working on a lot of different YouTube projects. I have a series of live action footage from us where it's kind of going into the behind the scenes of what we're doing with the podcast a little bit. On my personal channel, there's a few clickbaity videos there if you want to go click those, where there's a dragon from Elden Ring.
And you want bait.
There's a dragon, Elden Ring dragon glitching out, and that's pretty much all I got so far on there. But I'm working on a 13-parter zombie deep dive review series based on different games from Zombie Media. And then I also have another review series in the work, and then a video essay coming soon.
I have a couple of videos that I would like to eventually get to work on for Gaming Outlet. I am just really bad at script writing, and like I like doing the other parts, but the script writing is always where I get hung up. So
Mine is the editing.
once I get past script writing phase, then we're gonna go gold on a couple of video projects ideas that I have.
I'm going to start getting together some stuff for some projects too, I think. I haven't done anything yet because honestly, I just didn't know where we were at with that. But now that I know where we're kind of going, I was like, yeah, I can start writing up some projects and stuff like that.
Cool. All right, chat. Tell us what your YouTube channels are.
But they posted the baguettes. You never gave me the French Revolution breakdown.
All right, so
Anyways, follow us on Twitter.
first things first. There's a man named Robespierre.
Okay.
Don't you hit that button? No, stop! Don't you do it!
Anyways, thank you for following us on Twitch, on YouTube. Thank you for listening to Pixel Pulse today. We will be back in 2 weeks' time to come back again for another
Every
podcast.
other Sunday, 7 p.m. We got a bit of a late start today, but count on 7 p.m. Eastern from here on.
7 p.m.
Be there or
Anyway,
be
so
square.
essentially King Louis the 15th